about Bam Margera, of all things. Of all the things that I talk about, it's Bam Margera. Atsuko will be here tomorrow. That means her home in Japan, it will be empty. So if Benjamin Fulford's looking for a place to stay for a while, her home will be empty. I can guarantee that. Mariah sent me something. Let me see what this is. Stop the presses. Oh, she found a barn dominium. I would love to build a barn dominium. Bam is still gone. Like, they've updated the story. Did you guys hear it? Like, apparently he threatened his brother. We'll talk about it in a second, but he threatened his brother, tried to kick his room in, like the door to his room in. Then he was yelling stuff, and his brother thought he left, so he opened the door, and they found him pissing in the kitchen sink. Good deal. By the way, if you found an easy way to get to Division 9 and you have a Facebook page, or if you have multiple email addresses, you could do that multiple times. You understand? Like, it has to be a new account, but like I signed into one on my PC and one on my phone. Both of those are at Division 9. I got credit for both of them. If any of you guys are good enough to do that, I would greatly appreciate it, because we're nowhere close to the goal yet. But we're trying. There's 3 days left, so I gave it to my son, my nephew, and some of their friends to hopefully they can help us out some. They're just channel points. I plan on making more use of the channel point stuff, but you can like use them to highlight your text. You can use them to get a free emoji if you're not one of the subscribers, or it's not an emoji that you know or that you have already. Just different things like that. I don't know. All right, guys, we're ready. Let me kill this music. They're channel points. I used to use them more often. That's why they're so high. I used to set up. No, they're like to set off animations and stuff. It's just for engagement. Like, I don't get nothing for them. You don't get nothing for them. But it's to have like your chat want to do stuff. I used to have stuff that pop up on the screen, and you could ask me a question with a certain amount of channel points, and the bot would read it. But I gotta fix it all back. That's my bad. All right, guys, here we go. We'll go into Intro Lady with Will.
Hey, everybody. It's Tim Cold here. Listen up. You guys are really mad at me because of my last broadcast. I disclosed a God dream where we were all instructed by God to subscribe to Cold Beer Confessional channel on Rumble and BitChute and Twitch and YouTube. Listen, it's not my fault. I have to disclose what I'm told by God. So don't get mad at me. If you want to do something about that, the best thing you can do is go into the comments section on his YouTube channel. Just imagine these guys are you guys. going into the Will Bird's comment section and saying things like, your channel is trash, your sunglasses look ridiculous, you're not a real patriot, or, your wife can do better.
Your wife can do better.
And for those of you saying that actually that will help his channel.
Call this guy an asshole.
And it'll help the algorithms. I've already run this past Uncle Teshy. Uncle Teshy knows about algorithms, okay? There is nothing Nikola Tesla is more expert at than YouTube algorithms. And if he says it won't affect it, then it won't affect it. So I strongly suggest that you guys get into the comments section and call this guy an asshole.
Welcome, everybody. I am Will Bird, and this is the Cold Beer Confessional. Thank you for joining me tonight. We're going to do the thing we normally do, right? We got a variety show going. Yes, I am the guy from the viral TikTok video. We'll talk. No, I'm just kidding. It did kind of blow up for me. I posted it like maybe an hour or 2 hours ago, and it's got like 4,000 views on it or whatever. That's fast for me. Usually, the first 2 hours, it'll have like 20 views on it or something like that. So either way, we'll talk about that in a minute. Atsuko's coming in tomorrow, so you guys will be able to see her, I'm sure. Well, I don't know if you'll see her, but I'm going to set up a microphone to where she can talk. If she wants to come on my camera, she's more than welcome to introduce herself, but I'm not going to force her on camera. She'll be here tomorrow. We're going out to eat, and my dad's going to come with us, and she'll be here for a couple days. We'll probably have the drone out too, so expect some short videos and stuff like that, I guess. We'll be out and about doing things. Oh, shit. I just thought of this. Hey, Chris, I read your message the night that you sent me, and then I was like, oh, shit, I forgot. Then yesterday I went home and got sick with a headache, and I thought, you got to remember to call Chris tomorrow. And here we are, and I forgot. As soon as I saw your name pop up or someone tag you, I thought, oh, fuck, I forgot to call him. I will call you, I promise. I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm just a horrible person, and it happens like that. So let me switch this thing around here. All right, so we're not super close to our goal right now. The goal is to have 72 people, or the maximum goal, I guess, is to have 72 people qualify for Division 9. We're at about 20, okay? So hopefully we can get some more. There's going to be a bunch of people that pop up now. Jessica reached Division 9. Thank you. Hopefully we can get some more. That'd be awesome. It is to subscribe or to link your account, TMC. We're at 21. Uh-oh, what's that one? I don't even know what that one is. Someone just captured 60 points. There you go. Hopefully we can get some more. I'm going to grab my dad's phone and make sure it's on there. I gave it to my wife. I gave it to my son and his friends. Mods, you have that handy, don't you? And I gave it to my nephew and hopefully his friends. And hopefully some of those people, I got it right here. Copy link here. Just go here. Boom. And then hit subscribe. Yeah, hopefully we get some more people to qualify. It would mean a much larger.
Back to Bliss just resubscribed for 5 months.
It would, thank you very much for the resubscription, Back to Bliss. It would mean a much larger payday for the stream.
Rolo Tomosi just subscribed.
Thank you, Rolo. Jesus.
Penny_1 just resubscribed for 4 months.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I've got it pinned in the mod chat. It's the only thing that's pinned there. Well, the old mod chat that we're getting ready to shut down. I need to put it in the new mod chat, I guess. But yeah, if we can get some more people qualified, if you can get qualified, that'd be great. You're trying to get to Division 9, and it's confusing. It's very confusing because it starts at 10.
Idiot just resubscribed for 12 months.
Oh, then you just go to you're trying to link your Prime account to your Twitch account. Is that what you're doing? If you're trying to link the two accounts, you go to Prime Gaming, I think is what it's called. Go to Prime gaming.amazon.com. And once they're linked, you go to that one that I just sent, gaming.amazon.com. Let me make sure that's right. Yes, gaming.amazon.com, and I'll open it just to make sure. Yeah, it's just Prime Gaming. What you do is you sign in there with your Twitch account and your Amazon account, and then it links the two so you can subscribe for free. But then when you're done, you go to that one I shared earlier, the Twitch TV/sub/Cold Beer Confessional. Anyways, it is if you can get qualified on that game, it would be awesome. The reason it's set up in tiers like this, see how it says like 21 out of 24, and yesterday it said like the day before yesterday it said like 9 out of 12, is it doesn't pay for each person. It pays in tiers. So at first it's 12. Once I get 12 people done, I qualify for a certain tier. And then once I get another 12, I qualify for a certain tier. And then it goes to 16. So after that, it goes to 16 people at a time to get to from tier to tier. It gets harder to make more money, obviously, because they have like a staggered goal. So it starts going to 16. Right now, we cleared the first 12 tier, and we're on the second 9 out of 12. And then it'll go to 16 after that. But yeah, anything you can do to work with that, that'd be great. That is, you can use _MEC A to get it. It's a pretty fun game, honestly. Like, I'm hooked. I think I'm on Division. It starts with nothing. Then you go to Division 10.
Because I'm a dick.
It goes lower. Jarbones bought you a 6-pack. Keep it up, bro. Thank you very much, Jarbones. It goes lower. So a lot of people were on 10, and they're like, oh, I already did 9 because I'm on 10. But it goes down.
Biloni just subscribed.
Thank you very much. It goes 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, like the divisions or whatever go down. I'm going to show you right quick. I'm only opening it. I'm not going to play it. I'm too addicted already. But I am going to open it right quick just to show you where you see this info at. So once you play the game, you open the game. It looks the same on PC as it does on phone. Oh, no, you went down a division? So this is the game here. And we'll get it to open up, and then I'll show you. See? Oh. A bunch of ads. It's a free game. Oh, my God. It's way too many ads. Come on. All right, see up here at the very top in the center? It says Division, and it says Division 4. Like, it'll say nothing, and then it'll go to Division 10, then Division 9. You need 400 points right here, dead center. Where mine says 3140, you need 400 points to get to 10. Or, I'm sorry, to 9. 200 to 10, 200 more to get to 9. And that's how we get credit for the sponsorship. It takes some people a little while. I know not everybody's gamers. So I did it. The first time I did it, it took me a little bit, 40, 50 minutes. The second time I did it, I did it in like 20 minutes. It took no time. So it just depends on, some other people have said it has a lot to do with if you get on a good team. Don't play with a team that you keep losing with. It does deduct points, like you go down if you lose a bunch of games in a row. But either way, if you guys can help with that, that'd be great. If you can't, you can't. No big deal. I appreciate everybody that's helped with me so far. Based off the names, I definitely have played with some of you nerds. Oh, I bet. Did you get a Division 9, a legend? It's addicting to me. It is so. I saw Chris in there today playing. When I went in today and played a few rounds and upgraded I got a sniper rifle on one of my robots. I saw Chris and somebody else. I can't remember who it was. I can't remember. But yeah, I saw a couple people playing today that. It might have been Jarbones. I sent him a message. Yeah, Jarbones. I sent you a message on the little chat feature they have there. I don't even know if you got it. But there you go. Where is 60 points? That one's completed. We only needed 8 people to get the 60-point cap. That's a bonus, a side goal. We only needed 8 people to do it, and I've already had 9 people do it. So what it was like, you know how the games capture the flag? You needed to be the first person to capture a flag. Even if your teammates help you, it just means you were on the flag, and you did it before the other team 60 times. So yeah, you can make clans. They make clan tags or whatever. It's so fun. I don't know. I need to stop talking about it, but it is a really fun game. So I'm going to try to get tablets and phones and stuff people aren't using. I've got another phone set up over there on my 3D printer that does my 3D printer live streams when we do it. And, I'm going to grab it. Either way, thanks for trying to help me out. Thanks for doing that. I appreciate it. Let's talk about this TikTok video first. Well, actually, Let's pause this. I'm going to go to my, I'll go to my shit. That way it won't be automatically playing. View profile. I've got a TikTok video kind of taken. Oh my God, it's already at 16,000. Like when I looked at it before the stream, it was at 4,000. That's why I told you all 4,000. But first of all, we have a TikTok that I want to share with you guys. 9 a.m. wound care in the morning. At your house at like 8:30. 8:15 maybe. 9 a.m. appointment tomorrow. I can't stay on too late. So we had some other TikToks I want to show you guys. One that I found, I think it's this one. This has got to be the Cop of the Year award. This guy wins hands down. Hands down. This guy is the most dedicated cop in the world. Check this out. All right, so what you're seeing here right at the first is obviously you hear sirens and stuff. He's pulled over, and I guess the victims have wrecked and are fleeing the car. So he decides to let his dog go. There's two of them. He lets his dog go for one, and he goes for the other one. Damn, that's loud. Jesus Christ.
Get him, Chef! Get him the ground right now! On your face right now! Get him, Chef!
All right, so the dog took off like a fur missile, and he's got this other guy. This other guy does some weird stuff with his hands. That's the only part I didn't like about this. This made me nervous when he was like digging around, reaching in his pockets and shit, and the cop's not paying attention.
Get him! Get him, Chef! Hands behind you, bro, right now. Hands behind you right now, bro. Yes, sir. I'm not. Yes, sir.
See, he's filling up. He's patting down his own pockets.
What the fuck you doing, dude? For real. Ow! Pasco, I need a unit right now.
All right, so he's got one in custody, right? Cuffed, and his dog's on another one.
I released my dog on the driver. I got the passenger trying to run. I got him detained. Get him, Chef!
That's what the handlers called him when we were overseas, like a fur missile.
I'm just trying to get out of the car.
Fucking a bad attitude with teeth. That's what they call him sometimes.
I'm 10-4. I need somebody here now. I can't see my dog.
All right, so he's worried about his dog, obviously. His dog took off. The guy's in the woods. He needs backup, and there's nobody there.
Get up, get up.
We're about to make an executive decision.
Run, let's go.
So he's got dude in cuffs, and the dog is engaging the other suspect. He can't just leave him there in cuffs. What if he rolled out in the road and got ran over or got away or whatever? Like, he'd be liable for that, right? So he's like, fuck it, you're coming with me. We're going to sprint down through here and find his dog. Like, props to the guy in handcuffs, too. It's hard to run in handcuffs. You feel like you're constantly falling over. We fixing a hustle, bro.
K-13, I need air. Where are they?
Need air support. He's got this dude trotting it out, bro.
Chef!
Get him.
Chef!
So the problem is, if he's not there to give commands, the dogs just don't have quit in them, right? The way they're trained, it doesn't matter if they're bleeding out; they'll still be fighting. They'll still be fighting until they give their last breath. So obviously they form a connection with their dog, depending on how long they've had them and stuff. Like that's what I'm saying. They could have secured him some way, I'm sure. But he's got to get there. Like, say the suspect had a knife or even a rock and was doing well against the dog. Dog won't quit until it's dead, right? It just won't.
You're right on. I'm Chef! Open right where your hand is, man. Chef!
I think so. When he's up for his first parole hearing, he can show this video and say, look, I was cooperative in helping to catch this guy.
Chef!
Actually, the way you defend yourself against dogs, if you're ever taught that the enemy has dogs and you're supposed to defend yourself with dogs, you actually use their can't quit and they don't care about a weapon against them. So you try to become a smaller target, and everything you're doing is trying to hide behind the point of something sharp. If you don't have a gun, right? like a knife or a spear would even be even better, or something sharp, and it's going to come for you, and you're going to use its energy to impel it. That's how you defend yourself against like an enemy dog.
What the fuck is he running for?
He's talking to him. What the fuck is he running for? Just tell him to stop. I don't want to run no more.
Shut up! Shut up here! Hey! Get up.
He sees him.
Guys,
He says, get up, let's go.
running with my dog. Where is
My dog's got a hold of him, and he's running with my dog.
Where's somebody? Get on the ground now! I'm not taking him! Get him, Shep! Get off my dog, bro! Get off my dog, bro! Ow.
Get off my dog, bro. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Austin's been slacking. I figured he'd at least have 2 devices to Division 9 by now.
Up in the driveway. I'm chasing him. I'm carrying one suspect. Listen.
I'm carrying one suspect.
On the ground now! I'll get him when you get on your face. I'm not with you.
He won't let him go. So he's saying get the dog off of me. He won't until he lays down, obviously.
I'm gonna chase you. Fuck. Ow,
He's dragging this other guy. Like, I think this cop is super dedicated, right? Which I guess once he released the dog, he kind of he has to go find the dog. He doesn't want the dog to die, obviously. But man, I don't know. I'm sure there'll probably be some type of excessive force complaint or something for making this guy run. But still, it's pretty cool to me.
Down! Leave him down! Leave him down! Down!
He's saying, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Leave him down. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
K-13. I need. I'm up the driveway. On your face. On your face. Hey, Sarge, you cuff him. He's the only one. Yeah. He was carrying my. Yeah, I'm fine. He's just carrying my dog through the woods. I can hear him yelping.
Pretty good effort, right? Yeah, that's what I heard. Legend.
Ocean one is
Posted on Twitter. If them thumbs are in motion, they need to be in this game. You hear me? I got 3 more before I get to the next plateau, and then we have to do 16 groups of 16. So I get paid for the first 12, the second 12, then 16, 16, 16 is how we max it out to 72, I think is what the total is.
detaining him now. I got both.
3 days left. Oh shit! You might have sent me a friend request, Brad. I'll go accept it. I saw B Ninja, but I just thought it was a random person. But yeah, you sent me. I'll go accept that friend request. I got to get more phones. I'll probably just take Mariah's phone and do it for her. I sent it to my niece and nephews.
I know. That's a good man. That's a good boy. I know you did your job. I know you did your job.
Good dog. Good boy. Who's a good boy?
Well, you don't listen, bro. I told you not to run. He took off one way, he took off the other. I sent him on him, and he beat feet, so I had to grab him. And I hear my dog yelping, and by the time I picked him up and carried him with me and ran through the woods, I could see him dragging my dog through the woods.
I mean, to be fair, dragging through the wood, like, he was still running and the dog was bit on him. It wasn't like he was trying to injure the dog. Dude would have done anything to get away from the fucking dog, right?
All right, stand up.
When you keep saying dragging, you have to kind of qualify that. I accidentally clicked on this. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I wrote a song.
I want to say I'm sorry for the things I've done, and I try and be stronger in this life I chose, but I want you to know that door I closed. In your honor, I'm sorry, 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 sorry.
Are people trying not to laugh, or why is no one acting like this is funny?
To my mother, I'm sorry, 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 sorry.
What world are we living in?
I'm sorry, sorry, sorry.
To the victim?
Sorry, sorry. To the victim, I'm sorry, sorry, sorry.
To be fair, if we had like an elimination competition, like based on talent, some type of talent, it wouldn't be much worse than like gladiators won their freedom, right? We've done it before.
Sorry, sorry. Yes, Your Honor, I'm sorry, 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 sorry.
I wonder if he's sorry or not.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm thinking he's sorry. That's the I clicked on that accidentally. I've never seen that. All right, so I sent myself another one. Let's see what this one is before we go over my video. What did I send myself here? Oh.
If you like plunging neckline.
I will do this in just a second. Let me do me first, okay? So I've got this video of blowing up. So it was at 16K. Let's refresh and see what it says. Is it still at 16K? 25K. Dude, you guys saw me refresh it. This video is getting at least 100,000 views. At least 100,000 views. It's got to be. And it's all because I was scrolling through Google and I found out that there's a manhunt for Bam Margera going on. Check this out. Bam Margera. There's a manhunt. Arrest warrant issued. Arrest warrant issued. It was a manhunt earlier today. Arrest warrant issued for former Jackass star Bam Margera in Pennsylvania. The erstwhile MTV star reportedly fled into the woods following an alleged confrontation and is facing assault charges. Bam Margera is in hot water again. Pennsylvania State Police are looking for the 43-year-old Jackass star following an alleged physical altercation, and a warrant has been issued for his arrest. So, here's part of the story that I heard, okay? Something happened, and he was mad at his brother at his castle. You guys remember the castle he lives in? The castle house he lives in? He was mad at his brother. So his brother goes into his room, and Bam tries to chase him in there, trying to kick the door down. And they're cussing each other through the door. And apparently, there was already almost like a physical assault, but it was quick, and they got separated. So he's trying to kick down the door. Well, the kicking stops. So his brother thought, yeah, save my video to favorites if that helps. Yeah, save my video to favorites on TikTok. So his brother hears the kicking stop. So he thinks Bam is gone. So he opens the door and starts to walk out, and he walks down the hallway and sees Bam standing on top of the counter pissing in the kitchen sink. And when Bam, I don't even know if he had time to put his dick up or not, but when Bam saw his brother was out of his room, he fucking went at him again, and they got in an actual physical fight for a while, which ended in Bam knocking him around and saying that he was going to get a bullet and put it in his head if he talked to the police. So instantly, Bam goes the other way, and he starts calling the police. When he calls the police, Bam takes off into the fucking woods, just ran behind his house, just out in the woods. So they spent several hours looking for his ass today. Actually, after I made my video, another creator I follow, he's that liberal guy I showed you a while back, but he's a stand-up comedian too. His wife called him, and she's like, hey, when you come home from work, take a different way home. And he's like, why? And she's like, oh, there's a manhunt out for Bam Margera, and they're hunting for him in the woods because he's in trouble, and you're going to be driving right through the search area. And he's like, what? What is that? Like, it's the craziest story ever. So here's the video I made that's like blowing up. 24 and a half. Please keep going. 26 and a half. It's gotta hit 100K. Here it is.
Fucking world are we living in? There are local police alerts in Pennsylvania going off and being sent to people's phones because there's an active manhunt for drunken.
So people were getting alerts on their phone, like Amber alerts, to like shelter in place because there was a wild Bam Margera on the loose.
Bam Margera, yeah, from Jackass. Drunken Bam Margera loose in the woods. There is a multi-agency manhunt with active alerts for the public because Bam Margera has threatened his family, got in a fight, and fled into the woods. There are roadblocks, there's a manhunt going on, and they want everybody to shelter in place. Bam Margera's on the loose, guys. I grew up with Jackass. Like, what alternate reality is it where Bam Margera escapes and we all have to be on the lookout for him like he's a science experiment gone bad? What?
Okay, then it just repeats, right?
They're
Imagine getting an Amber Alert. Imagine getting an Amber Alert on your phone. It's like, if you live in this residential area, please, shelter in place. A situation is developing with a wild Bam Margera. So I thought it was pretty funny the way I phrased it and put it out. So then I did this one.
Bam urinating in the kitchen sink, and then Bam attacked him, injuring his face. Bam's
y'all didn't believe me.
Here's the original video.
Bam around 11 Sunday morning for a domestic case when they got.
So that's his castle house. It literally has a castle wall on one side of it.
Police were told former pro skateboarder and Jackass star Bam Margera had taken off through the woods behind the property. According to police documents, Bam had been kicking the door of his brother's bedroom and left a note for his brother threatening him if he talked to police. Then the documents say the brother saw Bam urinating in the kitchen sink, and then Bam attacked him, injuring his face. Bam's brother says Bam told him he would put a bullet in his head, and then he left the house. Family members were outside waiting when police arrived, and troopers searched the woods for Bam but didn't find him, which then led to a warrant for his arrest. Bam has been a celebrity now for over.
His house has been featured in Jackass, and you guys remember Viva La Bam. He's got, skate ramps there. He made a bunch of video content there. He's got a big open field that made a bunch of videos in. He's got, half pipe and shit. But yeah, it's got actual castle, like towers and a wall on one side of it.
2 decades with a few of his own shows, including the very popular Viva La Bam. But he has been in and out of rehab for years and has had a number of personal life and child custody issues.
He just had a run-in with Steve-O. Now, Steve-O is clean, finally. Steve-O's clean and doing good and talks about his sobriety and does a podcast where he travels around and lives out of his van. It's actually a pretty good podcast. I think Steve-O's been trying to rescue Bam. Kind of knew this was going south. Bam come on Steve-O's podcast and was basically trying to say that he was clean, but this crazy stuff happened to him and he was in a hospital with double pneumonia and the blah, 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 blah. But you could tell he was fucked up. Finally, Steve-O made a post, which he later deleted, but it was basically like maybe 4 or 5 days after they did a podcast together. They were supposed to be hanging out. They were supposed to be going on tour together, okay? They're supposed to be going on a tour together and to keep Bam's mind occupied instead of doing drugs. But Steve-O made this post, which he later deleted, which was basically like, hey, man, I would love to help you. I'd love to help you get straight, but I can't do it while you're on drugs. It's not good for me. It's not good for you. It's not good for your family. I'm basically like cutting ties. I hope you get clean. I've done everything I can. I'll pay for rehab. I'll do whatever, but I can't just keep continuing like this is going on and nothing's happening. Uh-oh, is it trivia time? Let's see if it works. I don't think it did. Oh, there it went. Does the trivia work? There we go. What were the first states to break away from Yugoslavia? What were the first states to break away from Yugoslavia? I got to go find my trivia music. I don't even have it ready. What were the first states to break away from Yugoslavia? Let's see. Copyright free trivia music. Where's the one I usually use? Is it this one? Is it this link? Oh, yeah. There it is. Uh-oh. Trivia time, boys. What we got here? Make sure you vote in the poll. That's how your vote gets counted. That's the remix, though. Slovenia and Croatia. What do we think, guys? Oh, wow. Everybody's going with Slovenia and Croatia. Wow, you guys know your your world world history and geography and everything, huh? You got it? You want to lock that answer in? We're about to find out. 80% Slovenia, Croatia. 80% for Slovenia and Croatia. I'll just pause it right there and we'll start it again next round. This happens, skeet. We're all smart or stupid. Who knows? This is better, I think, than ignoring people that are watching ads. At least during the ads, you know, there's something else to talk about. So no one's really missing the show. I appreciate all my subscribers, but y'all were right. Chat was right. It was indeed Slovenia and Croatia. Slovenia and Croatia. Good job, chat. So, back to the show. Back to the weird variety show that we do. Good job, Chad. I am proud of you. I didn't figure that would be something to be up your alley. Anyway, Steve-O kind of made this post cutting ties with him, blah, 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 and he deleted it later, so I think he felt bad about it, but he was basically saying, like, I'll pay anything, I'll do anything, I'll blah, 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 but I'm not going to continue to ignore it. It's just making our situations worse, which is sad because Bam doesn't have many people left in his life. It's his own fault. Don't get me wrong. He's ran everybody off with drugs and alcohol and beating the hell out of everybody. But
as well as arrests, including charges he kicked a woman in California earlier this year. And he reportedly had a very rough time after the 2011 high-speed drunk driving death of his good friend and co-star Ryan Dunn.
When Ryan Dunn died, it affected all the guys, right? When Ryan Dunn died in the wreck. Hell, it affected people that I personally know. You know what I'm saying? Like people that were big fans of Jackass and shit, that like followed it and shit. They were like in tears. Like it was just a crazy time. And it hit Steve-O obviously pretty hard. And what does he turn to when he's struggling? Drugs and alcohol. Which I mean, I did my fair share of drugs. I'm not trying to judge anybody. It happens. I've done my fair share for sure. But eventually you got to straighten up. There's got to be something in your life. Oh my God, it's at 36,000 now. Are you kidding me? Please hit 100,000 before the show's over. Please hit 100,000. Jesus, that's crazy. It's only a 7% engagement, but this one had 10% engagement, and it doesn't have hardly any. It's crazy. Where are the analytics? Let's see if we can view the analytics on it.
What world are we living in? There are local police alerts in Pennsylvania.
It's sad that this video is what went crazy, right? Like, I wish it was on something better, but it is what it is. Oh, I don't have any analytics yet. Is it not been posted long enough, maybe? I have 99 alerts. Oh, my God, it's blowing up. 38,000 views. It was just 36 when we clicked on it. This is the first time I've had a video go like this. Yeah, if you guys go favorite, like it, comment if you can, even if you just say for the algorithm, you know, or thanks or hey or hi or anything, and put it in your favorite, like it, put it in your favorites. You just double tap to like it. This son of a bitch is, I've never had a video take off like this on TikTok. I've had videos that had more than this. My one video's got, I don't know, I've had some over 100K views, but I've never had one get this big this fast, I guess. Damn, I hope it keeps going. I make some stupid ass content on TikTok, but it's fun. TikTok is fun to make content for. It really is. I just can't believe that one's blowing up out of all of them. Is it going to be over 40K yet? There it is, boys. 40K. I think you'll get to 1 million. I don't know. I don't know at all, but it's interesting for sure. This blows my mind that this is even doing it. I can't watch it all night, but I would if I could. I would if I could. That is an awesome fucking video. 40,000 views. Jesus, 1,165 shares. Good deal. Maybe that'll get me. I need 3,000 followers before I can stream over there, and I've only got half that, 15, 13. But we'll figure it out. Either way, I've got one more TikTok video I'm going to play for you guys. This is not like a funny video or like cheer you guys up video. This is about what's going on at Fox News. You guys heard they released Tucker Carlson, or they fired him, basically. This came down from the top, apparently. What we're hearing now is this came straight from the board of directors and Rupert Murdoch or whatever. This come from the top. Now, there's a couple factors to this. I think it has to do a lot with Dominion voting machines. I think it has to do a lot with the leaked text messages where they knew it was bullshit and they still kept spreading it. I think it has a lot to do with a lot of things. But one of the things it has to do with is a lawsuit that is currently filed against Fox News and Tucker Carlson. And it is for like a hostile workplace. This guy, I think her name's Abby Grossman or something like that. She has a current lawsuit against Fox News. And some of the details of that lawsuit, this guy right here goes over. Whether you like Tucker or hate him, I used to love Tucker Carlson, but I can't really jive with him anymore. But here's the lawsuit.
If you like plunging necklines on Nancy Pelosi, visiting Andrew Tate in Romania, and tanning your testicles, Tucker Carlson tonight, wherever he lands, would probably like to hire you. Since it's looking like Abby Grossberg's lawsuit against Tucker Carlson and Fox News is part of the reason that Tucker got
Abby Grossberg, I guess. Abby Grossberg.
And I figure it's probably time that we dig into the lawsuit a little bit. So, first of all, the whole thing with Nancy Pelosi, I guess on her first day, she walks into the newsroom and there's photos of Nancy Pelosi, blown up life size, of her in a bathing suit with a plunging neckline, I guess as a joke.
So they took the famous photo of Nancy Pelosi's big old lady titties in her bikini, and they blew it up life size, and they had it all over the office.
Joke about how bad she looked. I really wish more people read these things because the allegations, and they are still allegations, but the allegations are just absolutely horrendous.
Experienced a hostile work environment on the basis of her sex almost immediately, and observes the president's attempts to make colleagues to marginalize Miss Bartiromo, whom they call, among other things, crazy, menopausal, hysterical, and diva.
Horrendous about the working conditions for women in the Fox workplace. This is a gender discrimination or sex discrimination lawsuit, among other things, and so there's a lot of allegations, for example, about how they talk about people like Maria Bartiromo. She's crazy, menopausal, hysterical. She is a bitch. And when Maria Bartiromo nailed an interview with Kevin McCarthy instead of somebody like Sean Hannity, somebody burst into Grossberg's office and asked, is Maria Bartiromo fucking Kevin McCarthy? The news for Tucker Carlson tonight love to pose such hard-hitting discussions amongst themselves whether Tudor Dixon or Governor Gretchen Whitmer was hotter and more fuckable. They told the book
Tudor Dixon or Governor Whitmer, which are more fuckable. This was in a group discussion. Before her arrival, a crass and sexist discussion in the newsroom around... Oh, wow. No, it's in person. Oh, wow. Who was more fuckable? She was... Tudor Dixon was scheduled to appear as a guest on Tucker Carlson tonight to discuss her campaigns. Before her arrival, a crass and sexist discussion in the newsroom ensued regarding whether Miss Dixon or her opponent, Governor Gretchen Whitmer, was hotter and more fuckable.
They told
I could start a poll if you need me to.
The female booker of Tucker Carlson tonight, that she needed to use her sex appeal to get guests and that maybe she should try sleeping with Elon Musk to get an interview and maybe she could become his next wife. And
they suggested sleeping with Elon. Now, I'm sure a lot of this stuff they probably thought was jokes, but you know how that works in a workplace. You don't get to make those jokes.
Of course, it wouldn't be a right-wing party without anti-Semitism. Someone named
Wait, I saw something to the Jews. Hold on.
Tonight, and of course,
to add insult to injury, Miss McCaskill invasively asked Miss Grossberg where her tattoos were, and Mr. Carmichael stated he thought it was illegal for Jews to have tattoos.
It wouldn't be a right-wing party without anti-Semitism. Someone named Benno Cass, who was a researcher on Tucker Carlson tonight, wanted to get Andrew Tate to do an...
One of Tucker Carlson's researchers they busted saying some super racist shit. It was about a year ago, I think. About a year ago over on 4chan. They doxed his... no, it wasn't 4chan. It was like 4chan, I think. It was a different message board. But it was an anonymous message board. I don't think it was 4chan. Maybe I'm wrong. But anyways, they busted one of his researchers saying some pretty crazy stuff, throwing the N-word around, stuff like that.
Interview with Tucker Carlson. He warned them about what the impact might be to female viewers if they bring him on and suggested at least bringing on a female guest to counterbalance Carlson. He warned them to do an interview with Tucker Carlson. He warned wanted to get Andrew Tate to do an interview with Tucker Carlson.
Sure.
Warn them about what the impact might be to female viewers if they.
Let's read these. Miss Grossberg cautioned Mr. Crass about the sensitivity of the interview, including the potential blowback from women's groups, and suggested Tucker Carlson tonight at least bring in a female to balance the segment. Mr. McCaskill and Mr. Fox ignored Miss Grossberg's suggestion and seemed annoyed that she was expressing her opinion about how the network should be cautious about airing programming that may offend women. Instead, Mr. McCaskill and Mr. Fox chose to make fun of the young woman whom Mr. Tate is alleged to have held captive in Romania. Mr. McCaskill, who happened to be planning a personal trip to Romania, discussed wanting to visit Mr. Tate's compound and hang out with him. Later, in December 2022, Mr. Tate was charged with human trafficking and rape by the Romanian authorities. On September 5th of 2022, Ms. Grossberg's first full day on Tucker Carlson Tonight, she was shocked and greeted by many large and blown-up photographs of Nancy Pelosi in a plunging bathing suit, revealing her cleavage. The images were plastered onto her computer and elsewhere throughout the office. Apparently, the joke was that Speaker Pelosi looked terrible in a bathing suit.
They bring him on and suggested at least bringing on a female guest to counterbalance it, and they said, why would we care about offending female viewers? And of course, in typical fashion, they decided instead to make fun of the women that were supposedly held captive by Tate in Romania, and then talked about how
she's basically spilling everything that she saw while she was there in this lawsuit, I guess.
He was planning a trip to Romania.
Whether you believe it or not, it's allegations at this point. I'm just telling you what she's alleging.
How he wanted to go hang out with Andrew Tate. While a female Republican congresswoman was on the House floor speaking, they were making fun of her, saying that she was fat like Kelly Clarkson and that she only became a congresswoman because she fucked the person who had the job before her. This is them talking about a Republican congresswoman.
Ooh, that can't be good. And another example of overt sexism in Ms. Grossberg's workplace. In her about January 1st, a Republican congresswoman, Catherine Kamek, appeared on TV, and she spoke on the House floor. Mr. McCaskill mocked her weight and appearance by stating she was fat like Kelly Clarkson, to which another male employee added, she only became a congresswoman because she fucked the person who had the job before her. Such a disgusting remarks were never made about men appearing on Tucker Carlson. During yet another offensive discussion on or about December 12th, 2022, at Tucker Carlson, Mr. Crass and Mr. Narrett declared that women with tattoos, nose piercings, and rainbow-colored hair were disgusting and should be shunned, and mused that such personal appearance choices reflected on their character. Mr. McCaskill agreed.
While discussing promotions for Carlson's End of Men documentary, this McCaskill guy makes the comment about how we need to take the mother's room, which is a place where lactating women can go to pump.
Who is Mr. McCaskill? Is he like a manager or something? Mr. McCaskill. I want to know what he does for Alexander McCaskill, a producer. He's the lead producer. Okay, lead producer on Tucker's show. I don't know how many of these allegations are directly about Tucker himself and just his staff. It's a sexism, hostile work environment is what the thing is about.
We need to turn that into a
Tucker was born very wealthy. You're right.
Testicle tanning room because it's a waste of space otherwise.
They said they should change the mother room, the mothering room where you go to like pump or breastfeed or whatever you might have to do, into a testicle tanning room.
Congresswoman. While discussing promotion
for
Carlson's End of Men documentary, this McCaskill guy makes the comment about how we need to take the mother's room, which is a place where lactating women can go to pump. We need to turn that into a testicle tanning room because it's a waste of space otherwise.
That doesn't even sound like a real thing anyone would say.
Carlson's newfound connection to Donald Trump, this may also explain...
Oh, another thing. It seems from some documents and some people that have leaked some stuff, even though recently Trump and Tucker have kind of been at odds. Tucker's actually even called out Trump for like not doing enough, not doing this, not doing that recently, probably within the last 6-8 months. That even more recently, within the last month probably, they've made up and they're closer than ever. In fact, Trump is even sent word that he would be going on OAN or whatever, one of the Newsmax, I can't remember, one of those, to talk to like pump Carlson up about how this is Fox's biggest mistake. They'll never recover, that blah, blah, blah. Trump's going to bat for him tonight. And apparently they're super close now, like super close.
Found connection to Donald Trump. This may also explain part of the reason why Rupert Murdoch and the board of directors pushed Tucker Carlson and his producer out. As someone who did primarily plaintiff's employment discrimination work for the majority of my legal career thus far, I genuinely feel really, really bad for the women who endure that type of...
The reason I got it from this guy is because he's a lawyer that deals with this. I figured he would have... I mean, he might be letting his bias from being, you know, his political bias outweigh it, but this is what the guy did. He was a lawyer that handled these types of cases.
Thus far, I genuinely feel really, really bad for the women who endure that type of workplace to try to get ahead in their careers. As someone who doesn't like Fox News or Tucker Carlson, though, I'm very, very happy to see the stock slide and Tucker to be on the street. Like and follow for more.
Ooh. I don't know how that'll end up, but we'll try to keep an eye on it. I do not have a testicle tanning room. I only tan naturally. I only tan naturally, so I do it right out in the open. Right in the middle of nowhere. I've been watching a bunch of these videos where I like them. Like I thought it'd be cool. I made a video one time and I've lost it. I wish I still had it, but I made a video one time of like stop animation. So it was just like a tons of pictures where I took apart a Briggs & Stratton 5-horsepower motor. And what I would do is I would like turn the bolts like a 16th of a turn. It took forever to take a camera on tripod and like, let's say like the valve cover or the top of the head. I would turn the bolts like a 16th of a turn, all 4 of them, and take a picture, get out and take a picture, then do it again, then take a picture, do it again, take a picture. And it looked like it was disassembling itself. It was really cool. The video ended up being really cool and I lost it. I don't know how, but I lost it. Well, I lost it when the drive went down. The first drive went down like a year ago. But I like these restoration videos where they take like an old piece of equipment or an old tool or an old radio or an old stand mixer, old whatever, and they make it back, they bring it back into new working condition. They restore the whole thing. But lately I've been seeing videos, I think they fake it. Like I don't think that, the other day this guy did one and it was like this car, it was like a toy car that was like covered in mud and looked like rust and stuff. I think they're fake aging the shit because this toy car was like plastic. And it was like, had like rubber wheels on it and shit. Like it was a modern car that you could have bought for the last 10 years. And it looked like it was 3,000 years old. I think they fake some. Have you guys ever seen those? I think they're faking some of those fucking videos. If I had to guess. Let's see if we hit 50K. 60K, boys. 60. Holy shit. Holy shit. What is going on? Oh, see ya, Brad. I'll add you as a friend on the game. I like the way Tucker reports his stories. Yeah, I used to like Tucker a lot. We just don't see eye to eye on too much anymore. But yeah, I mean, like he was the biggest performer at Fox. I mean, I can't knock him. He does a good job. I don't like how the thing that bothers me the most, I think, is how he pretends like he's an everyman, like a common man, like he knows what your struggle is, but he doesn't really. But lots of people do that, I guess. There are tons of people that do that, not just Tucker. So, Jesus Christ. He also does weird things, like when he had the guy on from the Church of Satan. Obviously, that guy's trolling, and he kept trying to say, "Oh, he's teaching him Satanism. He's teaching that's all a big troll thing." I hate how they do that. All right, so check out coldbeer.fund if you want to support the show, guys. You all know how to do it. Go to coldbeer.fund. You can donate bits for different animations. The mods know that 500, 600, 700, and 1,000. I haven't made any new animations yet, but you guys can check those out. But you can also do like buy me a coffee. Jarbones did one earlier. Jarbones does one like every freaking episode. Thank you for that. You join our Patreon for extra content. I had a really bad headache last night. Didn't get to it. I was just feeling like shit. So I didn't actually get to the Patreon show last night. I went home, went to bed early. I actually slept for 12 hours straight. It was crazy. I saw a study the other day about like, can you get used to sleep deprivation? You know how people are like, I'm used to it. I always have like 3 hours of sleep. Well, I was one of those people. Like I thought I was used to like sleep. I saw a study the other day that basically proves like you can't get used to it. You cannot get used to it. It's just, there's no way to. Even the people that were getting 8 hours in this study, so they had people that had 0 time in bed, 4 hours in bed, 6 hours in bed, 8 hours in bed, of bedtime. For 8 hours, they were physically in a bed. That doesn't mean asleep. They're physically in a bed. And it showed how their performance went on a set of, on a test they were taking, right? How their reasoning and logic were doing. And everybody was getting worse, and it never seems to plateau. It seems to get worse and worse and worse. Even the 8-hour people, they were getting worse. But what did plateau was the people's feelings. So even the people that only had like 4 hours of sleep a night, after about 4 or 5 days, they felt like they weren't any more tired than they were before, but they were still performing worse. So I don't know. I gotta start figuring out time to sleep, I guess. So Phil, everybody's been wondering. Yes, Phil is 100% in George Magazine. If you haven't seen that, I can read it to you. Let's check it out. It's a bunch of non-answers, a bunch of bullshit, nothing really. I don't know how else to put it. It's just like he don't answer any questions at all whatsoever. There are no questions that are answered. So we can read the article though. Let me grab it. All right, here's how George starts it. It says, at a time in history when right could be left and left could be down, is it possible those thought to be questionable are not, and some good players may turn out to be nothing more than well-decorated Trojan horses? Implying one has all the answers at any point seems dangerous and reckless. Most people would agree having an open mind to different possibilities is a strength given the ambiguous nature of the current times and character. Take President Trump, for example. If Americans believed every accusation made against him, his citizens would have locked him up long ago. What Americans have learned in the last few years is this. When legacy newspapers and news set out to crucify someone, that person might have valuable information to share, or perhaps the criticism is deserved and rightfully placed. But no matter the source or the claims, doesn't everyone warrant the chance to be heard? Then you be the judge. We publish information. They have this huge disclaimer because they know he's not. None of this shit's real. A huge disclaimer. We publish information. You form your own opinion. This is how journalism is supposed to work. After all, it's not. It's not. Journalism has a right to. If you're coming on and saying somebody is like working for this government agency or a veteran or doing this or running, it's your job to at least verify that stuff, right? To at least verify it. This is crazy. This is not how journalism works. You expect your journalist to imagine if someone told you a story about how your town's going to fall in a gigantic sinkhole and everybody should leave town now, leave your children behind, they'll slow you down, take only what you have already on your person and run. And they run this story and then they find out, they're like, oh, well, this guy wasn't actually a geologist. He wasn't actually a geologist, but let's just say that it's stupid, right? It's stupid. You're supposed to verify who these people are and their claims. You could at least say, we looked that up. It doesn't seem to match what we wrote. This is how journalism is supposed to work. After all, what good is a publication if it only panders to those who scream the loudest? That sentiment sounds familiar. From just a few hundred listeners tuning into his live shows to millions, which they didn't verify that either because it's impossible. He doesn't have those many people. We sat down with Phil Godlewski to ask him how he amassed such a large following in just 2 years, his thoughts about the state of America, and what he thinks will happen next. The question. Last night, during your live show, you mentioned you had millions of viewers across all your platforms. Why do so many people tune into you? Phil. I think my delivery may be attractive to a lot of people. The way I explain and educate my audience is an important aspect. Peter Jennings, before he passed away, had a particularly effective way of articulating his words, slowing himself down to make sure that his audience understood what was being said. Sometimes he'd even repeat certain aspects of what he was trying to get across. Another thing I think is that I talk about a lot of things that people don't like to talk about. It's too risky to talk about, or they don't want to embolden themselves in some sort of controversy. They just stay in their comfort zone. And I think one of the things that I do differently is move out of that comfort zone. The enigma that surrounds me, I think, is another reason people tune in more than other channels that are doing the same thing as me, which actually isn't true. There's bigger channels, obviously, than him. But for some reason, this is the path he's chose. Next page. Oh, did I skip some? Hold on. Okay. Then they ask, who are you? Well, I was born Phil Godlewski. I, to this day, am still Phil Godlewski. My parents were John and Marie. There have been some alterations in the middle of the almost 40 years I've been alive. But this is my real name. I'm from northeastern Pennsylvania. I've lived in northeastern Pennsylvania most of my life. I've worked in various states and given countries at some point. I've worked in various states and even countries at some point. Another lie. All they have to do is ask for like a fucking wage statement, like a W-2 or something, right? All they have to do is find out, just prove that you worked for anybody. A check stub. I found a dead bird in my yard today that has unsettled me a little bit. A small hawk dead in our yard. The cats didn't eat it, avoided it all day. I watched, wonder where it came from. Why is it in our yard? If the cats wouldn't touch it, was it poisoned? I know a lot of times animals can tell when another animal's been poisoned because like a taste they got or a smell they got or something. I don't know. I've worked in various states and even countries at some points, but that is actually who I am. I guess the real question is, who did I pretend to be, or who was I cast as for different points of my former career? That's probably a better question to ask. But he doesn't answer it at all. What more about your background can you share with us? Phil says, the intelligence community of the United States has an extremely strict and very precise way of recruiting individuals. Now that Phil's making legit, like, publications, I wouldn't call this one legit. I shouldn't have said that. Now that Phil's in publications, the intelligence community, he better watch himself. They call out their own, and it's a small community. It's not huge like people think it is. Of recruiting individuals, especially individuals that have a particular set of skills or a set way that an individual could be used. By the way, Phil has no skills. We've seen him use a computer. What skill would Phil have at 17 years old? He claimed he's the valedictorian of his high school. He wasn't. That's a lie. He claimed he had this perfect GPA. That wasn't. That's a lie. He had no skills. Baseball, I guess. So the recruitment of people to the intelligence community is incredibly unique. I think it's more unique to the United States intelligence community and the United States government than it is to any country around the world. When the intelligence community decides to recruit somebody, they do it based on a number of factors involving who a person is, what their background has been in past careers, and in some cases, people get recruited to the intelligence community at a very, very young age. So he's claiming that he got recruited to the intelligence community at a very young age. But how does this add up with the 15-year-old girl when he was 25? That's weird. I've encouraged my audience before to look into who some of the youngest recruits at the intelligence community have ever been. And when I asked that question, I didn't realize how difficult of an answer it was to find. In fact, I tried to find it, and I had a tough time doing it. So there's a lot of cloak and dagger. There's a lot of, as you can see, Rachel, I'm being careful. There's a lot of things that really can't be said about people who may or may not have been recruited, to the CIA, NSA, the FBI, and other organizations in the intelligence community that people don't even know exist. They know the big names, like the 3-letter agencies, but there are others as well. This is not true. All the time, former CIA, former FBI, former NSA, all the time these people are on, they're former, right? They're all the time they're on, like, as news correspondents. They write fucking books. There's a guy that lives in my hometown that wrote a book about being in the CIA for 40 years. And he's verified. He's got statements. He's got letters. He's got his badge. He's got all this shit that Phil doesn't have. What the fuck? What's that one? Uh-oh. Just captured 60 points. Thank you, Brad. Appreciate it, brother. I think for the last 50 or 60 years, there have been two different simultaneously operating entities in the intelligence community. And in some cases, the military has operated on completely different levels with completely different agendas, depending on who was I guess he's going to say in charge, but we'll have to go to the next one to figure that out. Who was in power at the time. So I called in a favor with the guys that I know that are still in the intelligence community. And I just asked them, can anybody find any legitimate information that this guy was ever in there? I gave them that name, Phil. I gave them Mark Poole. I gave them a different Edward Snowden. Nothing was there. Someone reached Division 9. Good job, guys. Who was that? Thank you very much. Someone reached Division 9. That's 22. 2 more to the next plateau, and then it'll be 16 at a time. Those entities and those agencies were on different pathways. They would have different things they would try to accomplish behind the scenes, which the public never knew about, particularly because the media has always been controlled. I've been saying that for a long time. People who were recruited to the intelligence community in any of these agencies that I mentioned, sometimes there was elaborate plans to exit those people from the intelligence community for fear that if they continued on or if they just decided to leave, their lives would be in danger or their families' lives would be in danger. So it's very cloak and dagger. The second time he said that in 2 answers. A very, very intricate, secretive, enigmatic type of process that most people don't know about that surrounds many people that have been in and outside of this particular community that I've been talking about. That's the best way I can answer that question. Do you think it's possible for people we thought were bad to actually be good and vice versa? Beyond what we have seen up to this point. Are there people who will shock us at the end of this? Yeah, I think that there are. I think, in fact, I know there are. And people you're referring to are purposely painted to be bad. In reality, they're helping more than the good guys are. In order for them to complete that task, they have to be painted as a really bad person. It could be somebody who's in Congress, could be somebody who's in the Senate. It could be somebody who's in Congress, could be somebody who's in the Senate. Okay? The Senate's part of Congress. It could be somebody who's in grade school, or maybe it could be somebody who's in 5th grade. Like what? It could be somebody who's in the White House administration, going as high up as you can go. There are independently operating groups, just like I mentioned before, in the intelligence community. That's not just one big kumbaya group of people who operate with each other and coordinate with each other. There are, sorry, I messed up. Who operate with each other and coordinate with each other. There are independently operating groups of white hats. You have Trump in one group, then you have another group of good guys who don't necessarily operate along the same lines that Trump and the Patriots do. They're still doing things that are beneficial to the movement and beneficial to the overall task of ridding the world of the terrible control we've been under for several decades. But they're not necessarily the same group. Similarly, on the other side, the bad side and the deep state cabal side, whatever you want to call it, there's a group of really bad who have controlled the world for a very long time. And within that group of very bad people, there are plants, there are injections. There have been people who have turned because they have seen what's to come. They have realized their day has come and gone. And I call them cowards because they try to negotiate deals to get out of the situation they're in. And they have turned on the people that they've been loyal to for years. One of the big reasons why we've never been able to get rid of rid ourselves of the evil is because the other side always sticks together no matter what. You will never see a Democrat or the radical left turn on each other. That's a lie. We see that all the time. Oh, thanks. I just got the alert, TMC. No matter what, you'll never see a Democrat or radical left turn on each other. They just do not do that. Our side constantly does that. Everybody finger points. There are rhinos, and then there are Republicans, and then there are MAGA. Then there are even truthers, people like me. I can't stand when it happens because it's exactly what the other side wants to happen. So, yes, there are definitely many people who you think are not great people right now that are going to surprise you. And I think there are also some people who you think are great people who are helping the movement, and they're very popular, have big names, have big crowds, and big energy and stuff like that. Those people are going to come out. That is not necessarily all unicorns and rainbows. Do you think those people are known to the intelligence community as well as what side they're playing on? Absolutely. I don't think there's a single person right now on either side, on the good side or the bad side, who is pulling the wool over anybody's eyes. This is an operation that's been in the works for 50 or 60 years. We've only seen the last couple of years of it. I've been involved for longer than that, but the public has only seen all of this occur at the very earliest in 2017. And realistically, most people were still asleep then too. They think that Trump came in, he had a great 4 years and blah, blah, blah. Truthfully, Trump started the takedown of the deep state and cabal as soon as he got elected. Like as soon as he entered the office in January of 2017, he immediately started making moves to lead us to where we are today. Most people think it started with the election fraud of 2020. It didn't. But that's when most people woke up to it. That's when, I don't agree with this, by the way. I'm just reading what he said. That's when most people truly started distrusting what they were hearing in the media. COVID had a lot to do with that too. Realistically, the overall plan has been in place for, 50, 60 years. When I tell you that every single solitary aspect of what we are going through today has been coordinated with military-like precision to the very last detail, I cannot emphasize that more. We're not taking any steps backwards. This is all planned out. This is supposed to happen, and it's happening exactly how it's supposed to happen. This is the way that it unfortunately had to be, and no matter how many people disagree with it within our country and our community, it had to be this way. And I don't necessarily like it sometimes either, but it also don't think we're taking steps backwards to the overall goal. So what he's admitting here is that, like, even, how he blames everybody for his grandma's death and this person's death and this thing. He's saying even that was part of the plan. Well, you should have known it was coming. This was all planned out, right? We're so far ahead, and the reason we're so far ahead is that it's people who know what's going on share the information with people like me, and we put it out there. Oftentimes, I put out there early, and things that I talk about don't get seen for months at a time. We live in a very, very now society. We can't wait a single day or even sometimes an hour for something to happen. It's an instant gratification society, and we've been trained that way by the media and in schooling and everything else. Unfortunately, that's just not how this works. So I think every single person who's involved in any phase of what's happening right now, from the banking industry to the pharmaceuticals to COVID and the CDC and Fauci, and all the way back to the election fraud and what's happening with Trump and the indictment right now, is all known. And this is being carried out with military-like precision, and it's going to continue to go that way until it concludes. Of course, there's no conclusion. He's not answering any of these questions, right? He's not answering any. He's just blabbering on the same bullshit he always does. Always. From your answer, you're insinuating there is an overall plan in play. What would you say to those that don't believe that? I don't necessarily blame somebody for not thinking that way. We have been indoctrinated to think that way. The mainstream media has just completely brainwashed everybody into thinking the government is not bad. The government would never do that to people, and the government is for the people. We put these guys in these positions. If we don't like what they're doing, or if we think something's bad, we'll just vote them out. That's how it works. Of course, Phil. Well, until 2020, nobody realized you can't pull them out. You have absolutely no power to vote anyone out. If they want somebody in, they will keep them in. I do not agree with this. I think he's lying to his fucking teeth. Everybody should exercise their right to vote. That's the freedom we have as Americans. Everybody should go vote. That's how it works. If people who thinks nothing's going on and there is no plan truly legitimately think that, and that is what they believe, the only thing I could say is that they haven't listened to the other side of things. It's clandestine and covert war that we've been fighting for years now. That's one of the reasons why I treat my show how I treat it. I'll talk about the Kennedy assassination. I'll talk about 9/11. I'll talk about Benghazi. I want to highlight those things to my audience because those things are obvious lies. If they've been lying about those things for all these years and just swept everything else under the rug, what makes you think they're not doing that now? I mean, it's obvious they're trying to do that with the election. It's obvious they're trying to do that with COVID. The difference when Kennedy was assassinated and when 9/11 happened, we didn't have this platform as do now. We didn't have social media or live streaming. We didn't have internet. Back in the Kennedy days, we didn't even have cell phones. So now people like me with a platform who can articulate certain topics in a resonating voice, people are latching onto those types of people. That goes back to the huge audience I've been getting as of late. Now you have people like me who have spent 20 years connecting these dots. That's a lie. 20 years connecting these dots, and when you're able to present that to somebody, that's when the light goes off. The only people who are saying there is no plan and whatever else, it could be the other side to convince our side that there is no plan, or it could be people that just have not listened. So they're either bad guys or they've never listened. Got it. Yeah, he said shit like, I'm going to have to step in. I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to flip the switch myself. You know I will. Shit like that. But also everything's going just like he planned, right? Bullshit. What do you think of the new media landscape will look like? Oh, shit. I skipped ahead. What do you think the new media landscape will look like? I think the media landscape is going to look similar to how it looks now. And then he's going to change that all. It's not how it looks now. Here we go. I think the media landscape is going to look similar to how it looks now in terms of television and stuff like that. But I think we're going to get away from where's your Q phone? We're going to get away from a lot of the big networks that have been in the place for a long time, like CNN, NBC, MSNBC, whatever they are. Well, then that's not going to look the same. I don't think the future media is going to look like that. It'll be more broadcasting type, not necessarily people broadcasting from their office as I do. It'll be more of a professional setup than that. But the old way of media is gone, and I mean gone. The reason it's gone is not because of people like me. The reason why it's gone is because of what they've done. They have exposed themselves to telling so many lies. It's just so disgusting, it's just so disingenuous what they've done to the population. I'm not just talking about the United States. Media across the world is part of the Mockingbird media. They're all in cahoots to push whatever agenda they want to push. You've got to understand these journalists get hired to do a job and read a prompter. So that's what they do. They read a prompter. The people who are putting the words on the prompter, who are suppressing the real news going on, why isn't this stuff like this being talked about? Why does somebody like me have to get on camera in front of a microphone to tell you what's actually going on? That should not be the case. You can't have stuff suppressed from you to formulate your opinion. This is brainwashing. So if and when the media does fall into the laps of people like me and others, they deserve it. They've brought this upon themselves. They lied to people about major events in the world, from JFK to 9/11 to Benghazi, for the third time he mentioned it. Everything is a lie. Literally everything is a lie. We saw this stuff coming out of the Twitter files, how they worked with the FBI to suppress certain thoughts. You can't suppress people's thoughts. You can't do that. You have to let people think for themselves. I rub people the wrong way. Yeah, you rubbed a 15-year-old the wrong way, allegedly, right? For whatever reason, I don't know. It could be one of a dozen reasons why people don't like listening to me, but that's okay. I'm not going to please everybody, and if I don't, the audience can simply go to somebody else. What media tries to do is they try to force you to believe what they're putting on you. That's not something that should be done to anyone, anywhere. People have the right to choose what they want to believe, and if it's crazy, so what? That doesn't mean you can't be friends with that person. It just means that maybe they're researching a little more, or maybe they're listening to the right people, or maybe they're listening to the wrong people. But the media should not be the overall savior, the overall decider of things. You are in the middle of illegal battles. You have mentioned in your live shows, and they have caused a lot of controversy. You have many followers, but also some opposition. It's interesting. How can you have so many love you and so many hate you, even though they have the same information? Can you speak to that and speak to the pending court cases? My overall belief about people who try to degrade me is that I think there is a dedicated group of people out there who do not want the masses to hear the things I'm talking about. I don't know if that's because they are on the other side and they are afraid of the things we talk about. I just think there's a lot of apprehension surrounding people who see my audience. Those people do not want that audience to grow. I've had evidence sent to me showing that certain people who are trolling my channels, whether it's Rumble, Telegram, or Facebook, have been paid to do so. He has not. There's no evidence. He's never put out any evidence, never looked at any evidence. Oh, right, guys. Thank you for checking on my video. 96 already? Man, that's awesome. Thank you. He's never seen any evidence that anybody's been paid to troll. He just says that. Actually, he tried to tell people that every time they troll him on Rumble, he gets paid for every comment they leave or every thumbs down or thumbs up they leave. He's an idiot. I don't care if they get paid. That's fine. Take the money. But who is paying them? That's what I want to know. And that's something I haven't figured out yet. I expect if you received 5 angry emails so far, you've probably got 10 times more than that once the article comes out. That's something that comes with the territory with me. And as I said before, I'm just going to tell you like it is. The second part, I think, is a lot of people who complain about me are other truthers. I think that a lot of community feels a sense of entitlement that, hey, we were doing this first and then he came along. Why does he have those numbers? I encourage everybody to no one believes your numbers, bro. No one. Other truthers aren't like, man, I wish I had 24 million people like Phil. They're saying Phil doesn't have 24 million. Or I have better numbers than Phil. A lot of people are saying that. I encourage everybody to follow as many people as they want, whoever resonates with you. And it may not be me. It may be somebody else. If that's the case, fine. My content has always been free, and it always will be. That's a lie. I don't necessarily make people pay for anything that I say because I think the information should be free. I think that bothers a lot of people. The fact that I charge, but then I also have a free audience. You think it bothers people? I did it. I thought I did it already. I made it tonight. Cool. Yeah, it starts at 10, then it goes down to 9. Good job. 100K. Thank you. I also have a free audience. They're going to come listen to me, and that's why my numbers keep increasing. One of the reasons why they keep increasing is because I've always kept my content free. Oh, shit. I messed up bad that time. Okay, here we are. Sorry, I keep scrolling wrong.
White Lexus 17 just resubscribed for 9 months.
Thank you, White Lexus 17. We'll go check on it in a second. Let me finish this article. Thank you, White Lexus. As far as the court cases I have going on, I'm going to win those court cases. There's a lot of stuff that comes with discovery. Right now, we're in the discovery phase of a defamation lawsuit. So what that means is they're the defendants and I'm the plaintiff because I'm the one who's suing. The publicist of the article, the journalist, as well as the publication. They said something about me. I said, oh, no, that's not true. In fact, that's very damaging to my credibility. It's very damaging to my character. That's very damaging to my future, not only my safety, but my kids' safety. I've got 2 young boys. Once the lawsuit gets filed, the very next part of the lawsuit is discovery. They try to bring everything to the table. They think that proves what they said. And then I get the opportunity through my legal team to show that the things they're putting out there are not able to be allowed in the trial. So, by the way, we've not seen any discovery from Phil that was worth a fuck, right? None. We're not even at trial. He thinks he's going to get all this discovery stuff thrown out. Good luck. Most of the stuff that came out with discovery is not even going to make it to the trial. That's how one of these cases works. Not everybody knows that yet because we haven't gotten to that point. I have 1,000,000% confidence that not only will I win the lawsuit against the main publication, but there have been other publications and other journalists that have written similar things about me based on the initial article. You cannot do that. You cannot use one article to show proof that your article is true. You literally can. Uh-oh, we're at a trivia ad. Here we go. Let me grab some music. I didn't even see it. We can check on my video too since we got a break right now. There we go. Waluigi's first appearance was in what game? Waluigi. That's the bad Luigi. The bad Waluigi was in what game? Mario Tennis, Wario Land, Super Smash Brothers Ultimate Mario Party, N60 on the N64. Which one was it? Make sure you vote in the poll.
Incoming Donald clip.
1 minute remains. Where did Waluigi come from, guys? Waluigi. It wasn't that one. Was that music too loud? I need to turn it down some. Super Smash Brothers says JR Prusky. I think it's so bad it's good, Sean. I love it. All right, boys, what we got? What we got? Mario Party or Mario Tennis. I think it's Mario Party. No, Mario Tennis. Mario Tennis for the win. Chat thought it was Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. Sorry, it was Mario Tennis 64 on the N64. That was good. Uh-oh.
Well, Bird, this is Ramesh. I just came to my realization that you infected over 100,000 people with the TikToker virus.
That's right. The Chinese TikToker virus. I was patient zero. I was patient zero and infected a whole lot of people. It says 61K. Thank you very much, Ramesh. It was 61.6 there. Let's see what it's at. 109. 109. That's right, boys. Finally, we had a video blow up. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Ramesh. All right, let's finish reading this article quickly. I know it's kind of boring just listening to me read shit, but that's part of it. Okay, here we go. So he says that that one place can't just say something from another place, but you actually can. It says you cannot do that. You cannot use one article to show proof that your article is true. You absolutely can. You absolutely can. You literally can say, according to blah, 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 this happened. Of course you can. Absolutely. I only have the DS Mario Kart. That's why you missed this one, wasn't it? Damn it. I need to move that overlay. It messes with my chat, don't it? There we go. Don't forget to check out that Mech Arena. All right, here we go. Especially if there's an active lawsuit against that journalist or against that publication. There are different publications right now that will be incredibly surprised. When you're in journalism, I literally can. I can say, according to the sheriff, such and such was arrested for robbery. Or according to the sheriff, such and such committed a robbery. And you're waiting to go to trial. According to the sheriff, such and such committed a robbery. That's legal. 100% legal. When you're in journalism and when you're writing something about someone, you have to do due diligence on that person or on that thing that you're writing. Whatever you're saying has to be accurate. They didn't even do due diligence about you, you fucking retard. Especially when you call somebody a sexual predator or a child rapist. You had better make sure that it's true. And if you say it and it's not true and somebody turns around and takes you to court, you're in trouble. You're in a lot of trouble because there's no way you're going to get away with something like that. I think it's going to set a precedent for the other journalists and other people who go out there trying to do what they did to Donald Trump, just like they're trying to do and what they did to me. So, of course, he's just like Donald Trump. Russia. My cases are going to conclude, and I think they're going to conclude positively for me. How does Trump indictment fit in this whole plan? Well, years ago, back in 2017, 2018, we were told about a sealed indictment, and initially, Trump's indictment was sealed. The indictment itself is absolute hogwash. So when Q-tards talk about the hundreds of thousands of sealed indictments, those are all for Trump. Those are all for Trump. Trump's indictment was sealed. The indictment itself is absolute hogwash. I mean, it holds no weight in the court of law. It absolutely does. Whatsoever. Zero. The DA of Manhattan, the Southern District, just showed what he needed to get the indictment passed. That would be one of the first times ever in the history of the country where the evidence was withheld from a grand jury not to get an indictment, a grand jury to get an indictment. Now, what that tells me is this should tell everybody as well this entire indictment is bogus. It's a hoax. And realistically, I think the only reason it's being brought out and why it's happening is to coincide with everything else we thought was going to happen. Without the indictment happening, many other things that you talked about just fall by the wayside. The next events that coincide with the current indictment don't necessarily make sense anymore. Now, all these things can happen, and they need to happen. I talked about it 8 months ago in a live stream that Trump is absolutely going to be indicted and he's going to be arrested. He did not. 8 months ago in a live stream, he made fun of 107 for saying it and told people they need to stop listening to him. Phil just recently started talking when it was basically announced that they were investigating that Trump would be indicted. When I said it at the time, everyone thought it was the worst thing in the world. But again, as I said earlier with you in this interview, it's supposed to happen this way. It seems like it's a bad thing on the surface, but it's not. It's really not. It leads to something else happening. I can't comment too much more on this other than saying this indictment that just happened with Trump and his arraignment. You're going to see some action from the Supreme Court pretty soon regarding this. And it's going to be a very eye-opening experience for many people. The Supreme Court's going to step in. I talked last night in my live stream about some people who have 1 foot in the door and 1 foot out of the door. I think after this indictment comes down, the fallout happens. Those people who have 1 foot out the door, they're going to be running through the door very soon. Well, they're going the wrong way. When did you realize you wanted to do something about the corruption? What was the final straw? September 11th, 2001. That was my awakening. I know some stuff about September 11th that most people don't know, and I'm waiting very patiently for it to come out mainstream, and I do believe it will. But when people realize what actually happened on September 11th, it's going to be very psychologically damaging to a lot of people. I'm talking about the people who constantly keep saying there is no plan, and there is no white hats or there is no cabal. Well, wait until you see what happened on September 11th. It's not what you think. It's not even close to what you think. That day changed my life. It changed my career. It changed my outlook on the world when I saw it with my own eyes, what the government is capable of. That was a turning point, and it changed the rest of my life. That when he was working at Subway, this really bothered him. Idiots. Truthfully, for a little while, I did my best to try to expose what I could expose right after 9/11. No, he didn't. Nothing I said or did was waking anybody up, and one of the reasons for that was the media just covers everything up. No one's going to report anything like that was true. People are always going to have some kind of slanted story. They're always going to suppress information. I could stand on a mountaintop and scream, but no one was going to listen to me. I was prepared to live the rest of my life knowing the lies, and for a while I did. But then I got a call in 2016, 2017 from a friend to help him, and it would allow me to expose the lies. I felt there was maybe something more we could do about it now. I went from 100 people watching my Facebook lives to 1,000 to 10,000 to 100,000. Then I outgrew that, and they banned me. I found another platform and continued to grow, and now it's just spiraled out of control, but in a good way. But you know, the things that I've always wanted to do to expose the lies I've wanted to expose. I finally have an opportunity and a platform to do that, and I'm very grateful for that. But he doesn't. He just speaks in vague comments about, well, this person will die eventually. Is Edward Snowden a real person? Was the next question. And it says, in my opinion, of course, the person you see with the glasses and the goatee that supposedly lives in Russia and all that stuff, that person exists. He is obviously a real person. We know there's a tangible individual who you could meet. You can't right now, of course, and that is by design as well. But the particular person we know in Edward Snowden is not the person who did the things they say Edward Snowden did. I described earlier in this interview that there are two separate platforms. There's a line of demarcation between what you think and how you think the government operates. In particular, within the intelligence community that Snowden was tied to versus how it actually happened. And there are many people, not just Snowden, who have come out and have been outspoken critics of something or someone. Seth Rich is another example. They put stories with characters, and the real person that was involved with the actual story and did the events was associated with the actual persona. You don't even know who these people are. You don't know their names. You don't know their identity. When it comes to people like Edward Snowden, that is a persona that is associated with an event. The time frame is off. The time frame they described when Snowden did these things, it happened much earlier than that. No, it didn't. The story came out when it came out to protect certain individuals who were involved in what happened. Now, what actually happened, the story that you know, not now, what actually happened, the story you know, coming out with the leaks and the information Snowden brought to the media, that stuff's true. So that was a whole plan to put into place to protect the actual individual or individuals who were involved with the leaking of the secrets. It was so precise and it was so well thought out that it took years to put together so that it was foolproof. That's why the information came out later and not at the time that it happened. Imagine Edward Snowden does these leaks. How the fuck does the NSA not know who's working for them? He had a picture. He had an ID badge. He had a name. He had a social security number. This is the guy. Who the fuck is switching all the photos, the ID, the everything, and convincing the person that he works for is a different person? I can tell you this. The NSA has so much information, much more information they let on, and it's by design. They don't tell you what they have because the overall plan we're going through right now, the NSA is the most powerful agency in the world by far, and it can do whatever it wants to do. Just ask General Flynn. He knows a lot about it as well. And there is nothing that cannot be done that they want to accomplish. It could be a disinformation, misinformation campaign. It could be anything. But whatever they do, whatever they want to do in the world can be done. So to answer your question, and of course, in my opinion, the person you see is not who you think. Okay, I must ask this because if I don't, your viewers will be extremely disappointed. Are you Edward Snowden? Well, I'm Phil Godlewski, as I said at the start of this interview. I've always been Phil Godlewski, but I could tell you this. In regard to your question, to answer it more directly, this is when he's stumbling over his words, trying to think of a lie. To answer it more directly, and now this, she said, are you Edward Snowden? And he says, well, I could tell you, to answer it more directly, I'm not going to answer it at all. To answer it more directly, an actual person named Edward Snowden does not exist to my knowledge, at least not in the context that we're talking about. So many people masquerade as individuals or entity to protect themselves from potential danger or harm or even on a smaller scale, ridicule. Or perhaps it's just a way to be careful, just some sort of obstacle in their life they really would rather not address. The individual known as Edward Snowden, the person who did those things was not called Edward Snowden. The person who did those things was called something completely different. The reason they were called Edward Snowden and not the actual name was so that it couldn't be traced back to that person. I've always been Phil Godlewski. I can tell you this, though. I've been called other names throughout the careers I've had. Yeah, one time was Sandwich Bitch. Make that Italian herbs and cheese. What would you like to see happen? What I would like to see happen, what I would like to see, my biggest want and hope, and what I pray for is just the truth to come out about everything. People in this world are capable of handling the truth. No one should be able to tell people that they can't believe what they think is bad or good. Let people decide for themselves. This is decades, if not centuries of lies. Why don't we know about our history? And I'm not just talking about our recent history. I'm talking about our ancient history. We don't know about our history. We've been taken away from God. We've been taught evolution. No one talks about the Creator anymore. No one gives life to the theory that God created us. The media, school district, colleagues, universities across the world are all teaching an agenda. They are not teaching anything true. They are not even honest about recent wars. They're not honest about COVID. They're not honest about elections dating back years. All I want is transparency in the world. I want everyone to know what's going on because that's how it's supposed to be. If people can handle the world we're living in right now with racism and religious divide, financial divide, and even a political party divide to a level we've never seen before, if they can handle everything we're living through right now, don't you think they could handle just the truth? How many people who follow me have gone out on a unaliving rampage because of the world they live in? None. Well, how many people go out on that every single day because they listen to the mainstream media? How many self-unaliving events are there? How many murders are there? That stuff happens because of the world we live in and because of the world that we're trained to see, they want us to see. I know it's a lot for one person to ask, but you've got to start somewhere. We need a worldwide cleansing of evil, and until we get to that point, I don't think we're ever going to be truly free as a society. And that's the whole interview. No flat earth, no answers at all whatsoever. None of these were actually real answers. None of these were answers. They were just him stepping around the answer over and over and over again. It was just him stepping around the answer repeatedly. It's crazy. Crazy. Oh, man. He's a joke. It was worse than I thought it was going to be. He didn't do anything. I can't believe that his audience would be happy with this. Are you Edward Snowden? Well, let me answer you directly. There is no Edward Snowden in the whole world, and a lot of times I've been called Phil, but sometimes I was called other things, and I made sandwiches at Subway. Does that answer your question? No? I'm sorry. No comment. No comment. The whole thing's stupid. He then shares a radar thing of a storm. He says a storm is coming. He shares a video from Flat Earth Society, which of course they've been proven wrong again and again. He shares a post from Lynn Wood. He shares a post from Wall Street Silver. He shares his own post about a live tonight, I guess, April 24th. He shares a post from Lynn Wood. He shares, he says, Lynn knows. Lynn says, do you believe our country has had functioning branches of the federal government, legislative, executive, judicial since January 20th, 2021? Are they real or are they fake? Your opinion matters. He shares a picture of a bunch of gold bricks on pallets. He shares this post. It says, Trump's thoughts on JFK Jr. tonight. And it says, interesting timing to mention George Magazine.
I got to know John Kennedy very well. John. Fantastic. I think he would have been president. I think he was selling. He had a magazine named George, and he was going to be selling that. He wanted to get out. His mother wanted him to go into politics really strongly. He wanted to be an actor. And he loved the concept of being an actor. He was a handsome guy, very handsome guy, and I think he probably would have been good at whatever he wanted to do. He was with Caroline. He just...
He mentioned the old George Magazine. He never mentions the reboot. He's never done shit with it.
This was different than yours.
It's not worth his time. But it's so small.
And then I'd say, this isn't going to work out. And then you'd see him hugging and kissing, right? So, they had a rather...
Imagine going on like Newsmax or OAN and reaching 1,000 times more people, or sitting down for a 2-hour interview with a online-only fucking magazine reboot that has 60 people buying it.
A volatile relationship, as the expression goes. But it was fine. It worked. And then they got onto that plan, and it was just a disaster. But he would have. He was getting ready to. I think he would have run.
By the way, tomorrow, when at Suku's here, I'm gonna put out a bunch of probably short videos and blah blah blah. We might even do like some live streams while we're out and about, showing her things, introducing her to things. I plan on taking her to a trailer park. She's never seen one. I haven't asked her if she wants to see double wides or single wides, but we'll figure that out. Some of that I'm gonna put on Patreon as well.
For the Senate from New York, or someplace.
So if you're a Patreon member, look for links tomorrow, because I'm gonna use some of that for Patreon content.
He wanted to do it, and he was all set for that. And his mother really wanted him to do that, and had great look, handsome, very handsome guy at the top of the top.
God damn.
And
what? Does Trump want to fuck him? Hold on.
Look, handsome, very handsome guy. Had great look, handsome, very handsome. Really wanted him to do that, and had great look, handsome, very handsome guy at the top of the line, really. And I think he probably would have done well, and he would have done it. He probably would have been president. I think he would have been president. Look, handsome, very handsome guy at the top of the line, really. And
a very good look, very handsome guy, top of the line, really, top of the line.
I think he probably would have done well.
Wide, WIDE, single wide. It's either one trailer or they take two trailers and put them beside each other, and it's twice as big. He then shares something from Shadow of Ezra, shares something from Marie Oakes. Right after news came out that Tucker Carlson was leaving Fox, the company's stock took a dive. The stock's been taking a dive already from their settlement and everything else. Fox News Media and Carlson part ways. He shares that. Tucker Carlson has the most watched show in cable news as Fox leads basic cable for 17 straight weeks. You see, even with Tucker leading the networks in terms of viewership, he still didn't make a difference in terms of Fox bottom line profits. The viewership of mainstream media is not even close to what the truther audience is capable of achieving. That's nowhere near true. Tucker on a good night gets 2 to 3 million viewers. My audience for my live streaming gets 5 to 10 times that. He's saying he has between 10 and 30 million viewers every night. Between 10 and 30 million viewers every night. Why? It's because of my charm and handsomeness, obviously. Kidding. It's because the internet and the platforms that are offered have a much larger pool of viewership. Fox has internet apps too. Fox has a YouTube too, you retard. What are you talking about? If cable news didn't make as much money as Phil, where are they finding all the fucking money? They've got tons of fucking money and ads and shit. He'll never make anything close to what Tucker Carlson made on a signed guaranteed contract, much less the bonuses and side deals and promotions. It's because the internet and the platforms that are offered have a much larger pool of viewership. Hardly anyone turns on the TV for news anymore. The mainstream media have ruined that on themselves, and including all networks, not just Fox. The landscape of the news reporting has changed. We are the news now. Don Lemon says he's been fired from CNN. He shares that, and he says, drip, drip. You'll hear much more in tonight's live. He shares Dan Bongino. It says, you've got to wonder if Bongino and Tucker were told to quietly leave Fox, considering the timing of their exits.
So I've got some personal news to share. Let's just get
this is Bongino here.
Folks, regretfully, last week was my last show on Fox News, on the Fox News channel. I haven't told Joe that. I know Guy, who's in the office with me, knew before the show.
135.
Here this morning. And it's tough. It's tough to say that. You know, I've been there doing hits and working there for 10 years. Appearances. I'm sorry, I shouldn't talk in media jargon. Appearances on the network for, I think, close to 11 years. So the show ending last week was tough. I don't want you to, it's not some big conspiracy. I promise you there's no acrimony. This wasn't some like WWE brawl that happened. We just couldn't come to terms on an extension. And that's really it. The sad part is, again, I really enjoyed myself there. And,
Dan Bongino gets more viewers than Phil. But he wasn't told to leave when Tucker leaves. He couldn't come to a contract agreement. He probably wanted more money, and they're struggling. They're not going to give more money right now. If they were going to give more money to anybody, it would have been Tucker. He brings in almost all of their views.
For 10 years. I mean, it allowed me to do a show called Unfiltered. We did what we wanted to do over there and covered.
Then he shares George link. He says a direct link to my George interview is above. He shares Trump, and he says, how was he able to predict exactly what would happen with the 2020 election weeks before it happened? Is Donald Trump a time traveler, or did he just set them up in order to catch them in the crime of the century?
Hillary Clinton, if you look at all of the different people, there was no transition because they came after me trying to do a coup. They came after me spying on my campaign. They started from the day I won and even before I won, from the day I came down the escalator with our First Lady. They were a disaster. They were a disgrace to our country. And we've caught them. We've caught them all. We've got it all on tape. We've caught them all. And by the way, you gave the idea for the Logan Act against General Flynn. You better take a look at that because we caught you in a sense. And President Obama was sitting in the office. He knew about it too. So don't tell me about a free transition. As far as the ballots are concerned, it's a disaster. A solicited ballot.
He was saying this weeks up to it.
Solicited is okay. You're soliciting. You're asking. They send it back. You send it back. I did that. If you have an unsolicited, they're sending millions of ballots all over the country.
This is when they asked him, how can you be so upset about mail-in voting when that's what you do? And he's like, well, I requested my ballot. These people didn't request them.
There's fraud. They found them in creeks. They found some with the name Trump. Just happened to have the name Trump just the other day in a waste paper basket. They're being sent all over the place. They sent 2 in a Democrat area. They sent out 1,000 ballots. Everybody got 2 ballots. This is going to be a fraud like you've never seen. The other thing, it's nice on November 3rd. You're watching and you see who won the election. And I think we're going to do well because people are really happy with the job we've done. But you know what? We won't know. We might not know for months because these ballots are going to be all over. Take a look at what happened in Manhattan. Take a look.
This is all, everybody was saying this at the time. Every right-wing person was saying this at the time. Everybody on the other side was saying, this is bullshit. Then he shares something from Woke Societies. It says, Susan Rice gone, BuzzFeed dead, Vice News popularly next, CEO of MSNBC resigned, Don Lemon, CNN gone, Bongino, Fox gone, Carlson, Fox gone. This week is starting out spicy. He shares a post that I guess oh my God, he calls it the Furch store. P8, instead of merch, he calls it the Furch store. Are you fucking shitting me? The Furch store. These are horrible fucking, oh God, these are horrible fucking pictures. Does he even, what, this isn't even, this is just text on a shirt. This isn't even like artwork. This isn't unique to him. Wokeness breeds weakness. I identify as a conspiracy theorist. My pronouns are told you and so. I bet you these are all over the internet already. Hold on. I identify as a patriot t-shirt. Oh. So he just stole it from Patriot Crew or 803 Gear. Patriot Crew. 803 Gear. So he just stole a design. He just stole their fucking saying. None of this. Their shirt's $29.99. The fuck is wrong with this dude? New design on my official merch store. Bongino Tucker seemed to telling mainstream media would be taken out. I wonder who was that. I seem to remember someone telling us mainstream media who was taken out. Who was that? Oh, Phil Godlewski. Do you remember? Wait, Phil said Tucker had a spot in Trump's next cabinet. Tonight will be a very interesting live, 9 p.m. Eastern. Trump posts for all the media fools who say everything was on the up and up with 2020 presidential election, and then go to the report about the 51 intelligence agencies that wrote a letter spreading disinformation about Hunter Biden's famous laptop computer, knowing it's fake and treasonous just days before the election. You have committed an unpardonable sin. That election fraud is no different than stuff in the ballot boxes or any other of the many crimes committed in 2020 election. So sad. That was from Trump's Truth Social account. He shares something from Wall Street Silver, something from Patriots Rising, Jeremy, that says, didn't Phil say a while back that he was working on a new news network for truth that would actually be on television? I'm also thinking of where's Billboard. I still think he's working on these things. The billboard was a lie. He never intended on doing that ever. It was only to rally his troops, and he never intended on doing it ever. This would make sense with the recent separation of Tucker and Bongino from Fox News. Where are they going? Phil's new network could be wrong, but just tossing it out there. By the way, who is the 5 that Phil is in charge of? He says such excellent questions. And then we get to his live, and then guess what? Guess what happened with his live? Tonight's live will be rescheduled to the same time tomorrow, Tuesday, as a replacement for tonight's session. I am dealing with the symptoms of a migraine. I currently cannot open my eyes to light. See you all tomorrow, same time, 9 Eastern. So it was so big, he had to do it. It's the biggest one he's ever seen. Blah, 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 blah. Nope. Canceled. Shut down. Shut down. Jesus Christ. This dude is wild. Oh. Hey, I have an idea. Hold on just a second. Oh, I have an idea. I think this will be funny. Uh-oh, somebody made it to Division 9. Look out. What? We need one more for the next plateau, and then we'll need, what, like 48 or something still? But the next plateau is in one more. Good job, guys. Let me go over here to my phone line. And I want to dial a number. What is the number I want to dial? We're gonna give somebody a call. We'll give somebody a call. Let's see how this works. Let me make sure my audio stuff's working. Okay. That's working. Mic check. Okay, that's working. Here we go.
Your call has been forwarded.
Instantly to voicemail? Instantly to voicemail? What the hell? Something's going on. I don't like it. Huh. That's weird. Very weird. Very, very weird. What do you guys think? How weird is it to you guys? Huh. Let me try again.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated.
Did that happen when I said I reached level 9 before? It only no, not when you came in. I kept waiting for it to happen. I heard you say it earlier. Division 9. I just got Division 9 again. Cool. Thank you. Huh. Straight to voicemail. That's weird. I know you don't know who I was calling, but I was trying to do it. But it's going straight to voicemail. It's not even trying to ring. And I don't have the other number. I bet you Mariah does. But I don't have it. Oh, well. I tried. Anyways, that's Phil's interview with George Magazine. Not very interesting. Not very good. You don't even... What do you mean I do? Y'all don't even know how... I'm not calling Phil. You don't even know who I'm trying to call. Again, if it's on a D&D, a second call will go through. Oh, really? If it's on a Do Not Disturb, a second call will go through? I had no idea that was a thing. 150K, good job.
Call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 3.
Oh, I don't want to give out the person's number. I think that's the right number. 3 ba 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 ba. Let me make sure it's the right number. It is. All right, I'm gonna mute to where you guys can't hear them their phone because I'm gonna leave a voice message. Hold on, it's ringing now. Okay, voicemail. Not available.
Please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, kind of put me in a bind here. Wanted to call you on the live stream and see where the fuck you been at. And the whole audience is sitting here waiting. And, of course, I get the fuck you button 4 times in a row. But that just seems to be you. So everybody's sitting here waited on bated breath. Just see where the fuck you been. No bullshiffer, no bullshit. We haven't seen you around. We don't know who you are, where you are, what you're doing. You're keeping us all on hold. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Also, love you. Bye. So no answer, no answer from bullshiffer. No answer from bullshiffer. We'll see. But the 2 calls have to be back to back, pretty close. I didn't even know that was a thing. Didn't know that was a thing. But thank you for letting me know. Now I know how to do it in the future. Let's see here. I was just going to ask him where he's been. I'm sure he's been around. So I've got a ton of other things. See what this is. Oh, my eye's twitching. Stop it. Here you go. Oh, that's the picture. Hold on. How do I make this big? Oh, there it is. Derek, where are you, Derek?
Somebody get Derek on the horn. What is the meaning of this? Where's it going? Look at that plane. It's going somewhere.
Is that the flea market buying hot dogs?
Please decipher this. It's in the air. Why is it flying somewhere? Derek, help! Please tell us where it's going.
Somebody decode this plane, Derek.
Oh no. Oh no. There it goes. Derek! Oh, please, no! Derek! 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 It's the helicopter.
Now what?
Now what do we do? What's going on? Where's it going, Derek? Come on. Don't leave us hanging.
Do you send these to him?
Are you on that one? Is that you? Oh, Derek, it's gone. Oh, no.
Oh, Derek is gone.
Dildo. This is Ramesh. Real simple. Let's do a live stream, interview, maybe once again with Will Bird, but only on Will's channel. You can promote it, but you cannot live stream it. Promote it to your followers. Let's count the real numbers of viewers. How does that sound?
Ooh.
Put this whole debate to rest. The balls are in your court.
His mouth. The balls are in his mouth. By the way, the night that we had Phil on for that interview, I had just recently had a strike, like a 2 weeks off from streaming on YouTube. And we were on Twitch, and we hadn't been streaming on Twitch very long. And I only had like 3 or 4 moderators on Twitch. And 9,000 people showed up on Twitch. 9,000 people showed up on Twitch. It was wild. What is this one? I didn't see this one earlier.
Dildo! Oh, happy day! This is your old pal.
I see a shamrock.
Just wanted to mention a little birdie told me that, you should be coming up to Boston. I heard there's some people that really want to talk to you up there. So you should really make a trip. You know, a little vacation. So what gives, man? You gotta go on vacation, right? It's been a while. So Boston looks good. You should take in a game. Maybe see Fenway or go to Faneuil Hall. And hey, I got an idea. Why don't you go to Cheers?
There you go.
Norman Cliff. Well, anyways, if it ever crossed your mind, if you really want to make a getaway up to Boston. Why don't you ship up there, huh? All right, have a good day, Phildo.
Look out. Look out. I do have a couple questions for Phil, honestly. Phil, what were the federal agents doing at your house? What were the federal agents doing at your house when they came and met with you? What was that about? Was that about something important, something we should know about? Something we should know about? They didn't look too friendly, and you didn't look too happy. But what were they doing there, I guess is the question. What were they doing there? That's something I feel like feel like you should probably answer. What were they doing there? And why were they there? Is this over taxes again? Did you forget the IRS still exists again? Did you forget to pay your taxes again? Also, I have another question, which is how come when I called your law firm today and I asked them about the review of the cold brew confessional video. I'm sorry. Review of the cold brew confessional video. And there's 2 different videos. One of them's about count the lies, and then the other that had a small clip in it, a few small clips on it. Then another one's the full video, or 2 full videos. How come when I called them today, they told me that this was going to be entered into the court, and that they had to review the transcript of all the stuff that you admitted on my show? Ooh. Oof. Oof. Seems like I'll be testifying, Phil. Seems like I'll be testifying there without actually being there. Oof. That is rough. I'm glad you got all those billable hours in. Sounds good. Sounds good, boss man. What all? Do you remember all the shit you admitted to on my show? You remember all the lies you told? All the bullshit you said? You remember all that? Jesus Christ. That is some evidence that I want to listen to. I heard the host is a hell of a guy. Kind of shitty sometimes, but most of the time, pretty decent dude. But that, you know, potato. That's what I'll say. Potato. I'm glad that's going on. Oh, I forgot about this.
PR underscore you betcha cheered to 600.
Drunk cause I'm drinking. I'm a little bit drunk cause I'm drinking.
Aw, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you for the donation. That was PR You Betcha. You donate all the time, PR You Betcha. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Helping support the show single-handedly over here, supporting the show. Sometimes I appreciate it. Patrons, we'll have an update for you over the next. I am going to do some Patreon videos. Thank you for the donations. If you guys want to support the show, please donate. You can either do bits or buy me a coffee is a way to, asshole. What if I had the song transcribed to Japanese? Would that make it feel better? Thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate it. It's $1,000. It's $10 to call me an asshole. I'll let you do it all day. It's like sitting at a dunking booth. Go for it, boss. Go for it. Anyways, check out the game. Play the game. I got a video if you get breaking news. Breaking news. We've got the video. We've got the video that you all have been dying to see, that nobody else could bring to you, that everybody on the internet's been looking for, that everybody's been obsessed with. We've got the video. We have got the video. I think it's about time.
Semi-Sapien Rust gifted 5 subs.
Semi-Sapien with 5 subs. Thank you very much, Semi-Sapien. 5 subs. Y'all start a hype train or some shit? I have hype train alerts on, but they ain't working right now. No, not yet. But thank you very much for the gifted subs. The video that everybody's been waiting for. I've got it. For the first time released on the interwebs. Here it is, boys. Get ready. Everybody's about to be pitching a tent. Thank you very much for the 5 subs. Calm yourself. Calm yourself. It's okay.
Croatian, Serbian. About to do a backflip.
Call that guy an asshole.
You're making me nervous. Oh, go back. You're making me nervous.
You're making me nervous. I knew you guys were dying for this. Woo! One more time. One more time for the big fans. Kimberly Kukic.
About to do a back.
Oh my God, the video would be so much funnier if the pool was empty. Wouldn't it? Just bam. That would have been so much funnier.
Flip.
Look at them tan lines. Who wears short shorts? Apparently Kim Kukic does. She does it. She lands on her back. She could accomplish the same thing by just going, just falling over.
You're making me nervous.
You guys asked for it.
You're making me nervous.
I was scared something was going to bounce out. I was scared something was going to bounce out. What is this indentation? She wears a colostomy bag. Is that where that plugs in at? Ooh. The mooses have knuckled. There is definitely meese knuckle there. I can tell. That is meese knuckle. Whoop.
You're making me nervous.
She's a keeper. The ghoul machine says she's a keeper. Oh, used to have one. I think she still does, and she just lied to you guys. I think she still does have one. So Kim Cuckich has been having a little bit of a meltdown. It's been it's been out.
Hey, pussies! Why don't you come bring it at me?
Oh no. I'm actually a really good guy, okay? But my chat loves to call me an asshole. Let me see if you guys would like this. I think I can put in a channel point or donation reward to where it'll automatically record a TikTok video, and you can type out the letters on the screen and it'll read it in the TikTok voice. It'll say like you could type out a donation and say, these are my current thoughts on the pandemic. And it'll use the TikTok voice. It'll say, these are my current thoughts on the pandemic. And then it'll just be blank. And I'll have to record something on the fly. And then that'll automatically post, not to TikTok, but it'll automatically post to Discord. And then...
Austin underscore
601.
Underscore GLG20 cheered Dex 601.
Were you trying to activate the thing? Because it won't activate with 01. Were you trying to activate it? If you were, I'll just activate it. But thank you very much. And then it'll go to Discord, and then we can vote on the ones, and that's how I'll post TikToks while we're streaming, whichever one, or right after we get done streaming. That's how I'll post TikToks. That'd be pretty cool, I think. 177K. No. Nobody's activated Derek Johnson. I feel like Derek Johnson don't get any love. And the other day, somebody sent me a comment and said the Derek Johnson one was the funniest one they had ever seen. That good work on it. And that they were laughing so hard their side hurt or some shit. They were laughing over on Rumble, I think, or something like that. It was pretty good. Anyways, we do have the diving video that everybody's been dying to see. So that's taken care of. What else we got? I did a Twitch exclusive video the other day. That a lot of people saw. 700. Uh-oh.
Oh, you did it. Thank you.
I'm down.
It tells you laws and orders, because we're a nation of law and order. Oh, all of a sudden, oh man, this guy, look at this guy. Oh, and look at him, he's all upset.
Look at
today.
this guy.
Not upset. Shoot, I sleep like a baby every night.
You think so? Oh, really? Yeah, Kim Cuckich has been having a little bit of a meltdown. It hasn't been good. She's been kind of spastic posting about flamingos and how she's a shapeshifter and and how she's a shapeshifter and she's going to destroy the world. Per the boss, he used my Secret Service name, Pinky. Good night. Thank you. So her Secret Service name is Pinky. She says, thank you for utilizing your day this month to the fullest in the future. To the fullest in future news. You deserve it. ED19. Then she said, I become a shape-shifting flamingo. And... oh, I didn't know that was happened near you. I did see that teacher fight. I didn't know it happened near you. Are you kidding me? Oh, it's another trivia question. What do the letters of the fast food chain KFC stand for? Atsuko, guess. We got new trivia going on. Atsuko, guess. KFC. Nobody tell her. Nobody tell her. That was my first job too. Gardening LSB for like 2 weeks. It's a calm. Laws and orders. Thank you, PR You Betcha, for the donation if I didn't say it before. Thank you. Come on, Itsuko. What's KFC stand for? We're waiting on you. Kim fucking Cuckage. Kim's free coochie. All right, 51% of you said Kentucky Fried Chicken. 38% said Kibbled Freaky Cow. Kentucky Fresh Cheese. Kiwi Food Cut. Kentucky Fresh Cheese had 1 vote. Was that you? Was that you, Itsuko? I forgot to turn off the music. That's all right. Is that the right one? Yes. Okay. Pause the music. Pause the music. Good job, guys. Good job. Thank you very much. That was a good one. Has anybody talked to Bull Schiffer recently? I know sometimes he comes in chat groups that I'm not in. Have you guys seen him recently anywhere? If so, I just want to make sure he's all right because I haven't heard from him in a while. Since when somebody said it tonight, it reminded me I haven't heard from him in a while. Yeah. Hope so. Either way. What else do we have for tonight? Derek, way too loud on replay. Sync P. Miss Mo said Sync P. Got it. Derek Johnson, he's getting some backlash for attacking Chuck, of course, saying he's going after Chuck. He's going to show up. He's going to talk to his command. He's going to the Air Force Base. He's doing this. He's doing that. He's doing the other. I think even his dad was kind of talking shit about him. At least that's the impression that I got from the Debunking Derek Johnson Facebook group. It didn't seem good. I'll tell you that much. It didn't seem good. Interesting though. Interesting. What do you guys think Tucker Carlson will end up?
By the way, his main producer got fired too. I wonder if that was. Let me check.
Was that the McAllister? What was his name? Network did a reason. In addition, the producer Tucker. No, it was Justin Wells was let go Monday. Justin Wells was the producer who got fired with him. I'm kind of thinking maybe Newsmax or start his own show. I think he might go to pod. There's a lot of money. Like if you can get a decent following, a podcast, like even if he goes to like the Daily Wire or somewhere, like a single man show on the internet, not looking for cable or this or that, the other, like a podcast that has video or audio only. Would any of you guys be interested? You could be honest. Would any of you guys be interested in an audio only version of my show? I've thought about doing it a bunch of times in case like you're just listening to it while you drive or while you work or whatever, where you're not watching it anyways. It doesn't use as much data. It's easier to download, but that's up to you. But yeah, if he ends up somewhere, he'll make a lot more money that way. No. Okay. People have asked me before in the past, but it was just like 1 or 2. And I feel like it's a lot of work if it isn't that, you know what I'm saying? If it isn't that good, I don't know. If you have YouTube Premium or Twitch, you can just play it in the background. Twitch just lets you play it in the background, just audio only. You don't have to watch the video. My husband said Tucker has a podcast. He has something he does. Hold on. Tucker Carlson Tonight podcast. Tucker Carlson Tonight. Tucker Carlson Tonight for Internet Radio. Tucker Carlson, The Brian Kilmeade Show. I think they take his Tucker Carlson Tonight and put it in audio only format. That's what I'm seeing everywhere. Yeah, it's basically like his show, but an audio. Let's listen. And it's Fox News. He won't be able to use that one because it's Fox News' property.
So just moments before we went to air tonight, a plane apparently crashed at a General Mills plant.
Yeah, that's just his show, but it's as a podcast, I guess. He's been on other people. I saw him with Ben Shapiro. I've seen him with a bunch of people. Did you guys see the video of Tucker Carlson fishing? Hold on. Some guy just walks up to him. He's like fly fishing in Central Park or some shit. There it is. Let's go to YouTube and find it though. I figured he'd kind of be a dick. Like, I figured this is like one of those gotcha, like, get the, he's going to flip out. But he was really nice to the guy. I did not know that people fished in Central Park.
I didn't know you could fish here.
What is that?
Huh?
What is that?
Ghoul Machine, I think you can do it on Rumble. You can turn the video portion off on Rumble and just listen to audio on it. You can do it on Twitch, too.
It's called a video camera. I didn't know you could fish here.
You can see it kind of sets up weird. Like he's walking, what is that? And he said it's called a video camera. Like it's kind of set up like there's going to be a negative altercation, but it turns out pretty nice.
You can?
Yeah.
What are you fishing for?
Are you videotaping me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you're in public. I can.
Well, I know you can.
Okay.
I'm not challenging your right. I just want to know why you
I find it interesting.
Which, in Tucker Carlson's behalf, he is a famous guy. He is hated by a lot of people. He could be seeing like, oh, they're going to try to get a response out of me, or they're going to do something, or they're going to try to get a reaction, or this is a prank, or they're doing something, especially when you have people like, damn it, what's the guy's name? Borat. Well, you've got people like the Borat movie running around and doing crazy stuff. You know what I mean?
That you're fishing in Central Park. I do a lot of funny stuff, though. One of the things is I prank the media.
Really?
Yeah, I mess with them. I'm like kind of a media terrorist.
What's your favorite cable?
A media terrorist.
My favorite to like actually watch news? CNN. I watch them the most. I also like Current. Current TV's good.
Uh-huh.
They have a lot of interesting angles. It's very left, though.
It is. Do you like Oberman?
I like Keith. He's good.
Do you watch Fox?
I watch Fox. I like to get my news from all over, and then I make up my mind in between all that.
That's probably a good way to do it.
Yeah, it's worked out for me.
That's great.
Turns out the guy is Tucker Carlson from Fox News. I just didn't recognize him because he didn't have on the snazzy bow tie that he always wears.
Oh, you didn't recognize? This is not the video I was looking for. I was looking for the full video. They end up having a nice conversation. Well, let me make sure this video doesn't go on into it.
And what do you use for bait?
Oh, yeah, it does.
It's a good thing. Yeah, you can. Absolutely allowed.
Okay.
It's allowed in 3 ponds. It's allowed in the pond.
I've never seen anybody fish here before. Shot.
Oh, yeah, it's absolutely allowed.
Okay.
Because he said, I didn't know you were allowed to fish here.
3 ponds. It's allowed in the pond.
I've never seen anybody fish here before. I videotaped that, which I find interesting and unique about the city of New York.
Well, it's a good thing. Yeah, you can. You can go right on the Central Park website, and it'll tell you can fish in the mirror.
Yeah, no, I'm not challenging the fact that you can. I'm just curious. I've never seen anybody fishing.
It's not very good fishing. There are largemouth bass.
In this thing here?
Yep.
And what do you use for bait?
I fly fish, so I use flies.
Do you catch a fly?
That seems like a hobby of someone who's like, like really high strung and like obviously wealthy, but like tying your own flies and stuff. It's a very tedious process. I've tied some flies before with like years and years when I was a little kid, but it's a very tedious process. But a lot of older gentlemen seem to enjoy that. There's some young people too, but it's mostly older guys that tie their own flies and use they use natural materials a lot of times, like this thing's feather and this thing's fur and a thing of this. Like it's like all off animals.
Flies yourself?
They make some pretty cool ones.
Oh, those are the things you make.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, the string. I'm stupid. I don't fly fish. Oh, okay.
See, and you tie them.
Yeah. You tie your own flies?
I do, yeah.
You do? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in California.
Yeah, you did a lot of fly fishing out there?
Not really.
No.
I don't think I would enjoy it as a hobby, but I like to watch. I don't know. It's just relaxing watching somebody doing it. And it's also crazy. Like they can take like a feather and the way they bend it and manipulate it, it makes it look wild.
Life, and it's a great pleasure and a great sport.
It's like relaxing, right?
Very.
You live in New York now?
No. Well, I do live here part-time, actually.
Okay.
I can tell by your manner that you're from New York.
Get the hell out of here. Is it my accent?
It's everything about you, I would say. So when you videotape people, and I don't mind,
right?
But I bet you some people do.
Yeah, they assault me sometimes.
Is that true?
Yeah.
What do you do with the video?
I put it up on my channel. I have a lot of people that follow me.
Do you really?
Yeah.
That's great.
I have about 15,000 people that follow me.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so neat.
It's like, I have 15,000 people watching me. Really? That's neat. I'm the number one primetime news host in the world. But you got 15,000. I think it's slowing, guys. I think it is slowing down. It seems to be slowing, but it's still good. I mean, it's the best video I think I've ever had. I've had a couple at 100,000, but I've never had them this fucking high. 187,000, but it does seem like it's slowing down some. But that's all right. It was a good video. Almost 187,000. I don't know why I can't get analytics. Does this one have analytics on it? No. Hell, this one's got 10,000 views. I wasn't even paying attention to it. It's almost got 10,000 views. That's pretty good, huh? They must be showing my shit and stuff. Plus, I got like 200 and some followers off of this. So if I can get to 3,000, I can stream just like this with my computer to Twitch. I can stream right now live. I'm sorry, to TikTok. I can stream right now live from my phone to TikTok. Libert. Oh, he's going to Liberty Warrior Nation. But I can't do it from my computer till I have over 3,000. I think is the new rule. It was only released to certain people, like large creators, and they were just testing it out. But now it's released to everybody else. I never released this video right here. Here's an exclusive, guys. Look how realistic this filter is. I made it about Phil.
I don't know if this is up to Phil Godlewski standards, but it's not a bad.
It says not hate boner blue Corvette, but this will do. This is a realistic looking.
Bad at all.
Isn't that crazy?
Up to Phil Godlewski standards, but it's not a bad car. Not bad at all.
That's a crazy. It's a pretty realistic
standards, but it's not a bad car. Not bad at
the Ferrari.
I don't know if this is up to Phil Godlewski standards, but it's not a bad car. Not bad at all.
I guess that's it. Anything you guys want to talk about? Anybody got anything to say to me? Play the game. Play the game. If you haven't got to Division 9, keep trying. And if you have got to Division 9 and it wasn't that bad, I promise it'll be easier the second time. See if you can get it on a different device, get it on your computer or your PC. You have to sign in with a different account, okay? You have to have a different email address. But get the game with a different email address and go after it. We'll get as many people as we can to Division 9. The first time, it took me half the time the second time to do it. So if you've been playing for a little bit, sign in with a different account, see if you can do that. Atsuko comes in tomorrow. Tomorrow's a day where I don't do shows, but we're liable to do a bunch of like impromptu live streams, maybe some short videos, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. I always upload it to TikTok first and let it go for a little bit. Then I upload it to YouTube Shorts later. So even if you don't have a TikTok account, you can see it. Yeah, I don't think anything else is going on. Liam and the kids have TCAPs, which is like their end of year testing or whatever. So we're going to get Liam after lunch because that's when testing's over. And he's going to meet Atsuko. He's super excited. He basically thinks like she's a walking anime character. She's going to teach him some golf. We're going to go out to eat tomorrow. I'll be making short form content, hopefully. Anything you guys got? I got to call Chris tomorrow so I don't forget. Happy birthday to at Texas 2 minutes. Oh, happy birthday. Thank you. Happy birthday. I don't know why I said thank you for showing up on your birthday, I guess. Sounds good. Do an update on the situation. I might do it, for the, I might do it. I might do like a reply to my own video. Did Mur watch the VOD? I told her what I said. Like she don't really care. We were just making a joke out of it. She knows she's dumb. I showed her the video. That Pegs lady. Let me show you one more comment. I think it's still up. Let me see if I can find it. That Pegs lady left some interesting. Remember, I've been fighting with Pegs or whatever. So her and I guess Mariah were responding to each other. So let me go to my content. What was it called? Phil's dad something. The video Phil's dad doesn't want you to see. Yeah. Okay. Now comments underneath this. Somebody went and downvoted, of course, every fucking thing. You can't read anything. I don't know why so many people go and like mass downvote my shit. You can't read anything on here. Where did it go? Where did it go? Someone named Just Want Justice says, "You call this a show? There was not anything better than this to waste an hour on. I wonder how your relatives would do if someone with nothing better to do than dig through all their personal crap would do. Lol." Which seemed kind of dumb to me, but that was something that happened. Where's that other comment I wanted to see? They downvoted so many of them, they're hard to find now. Oh, here it is, I think. So she said she was signed in as Will Bird is a dirty coward. And it says, "Oink, oink, Willie boy. Laugh out loud. Enjoy this forum while you still can. And YouTube, too. Notice how last year you were out like trout on that, too. Wonder why." She also used a very weird parenthesis. She never used the other side of it. Miss Priss says, "Wow, another threat. Bless your heart." So Mariah said, "Another fan allowing my husband to occupy the limited free space in their tiny brains. It's truly flattering. Thanks for continuing to obsessively hate watch and interact in the comments. You're contributing to the growth of the show, which I'm sure is the most you've ever contributed to society in your entire pitiful existence." So she says, this is Pegs. She's now got an account that says, that's just I'm Pegs. "If you enjoy your husband speaking badly about you, described your filthy sex preferences one night, which made vomit come halfway up my throat. And speaking dirty about women in general, I don't give a rip. He's all yours. And I imagine you had few choices. Also, as far as your husband's pus-infected maggot mouth," sounds like she's talking about her lady parts. I've cut him some slack on that as I did not realize he is mentally impaired. He said he's on disability. He sees a therapist for PTSD, among other things. Mentally impaired. And does not interact well with others face to face. He has no friends for a very long time, and I clearly see why. But seriously, he is a man to be pitied, and I hope he gets the help he desperately needs. I, too, suspect a lot has to do with how he was raised. You don't usually go around, you don't usually grow up to be a pig when raised by parents who are decent people with moral values. And by his speaking dirt about women, doesn't do much to honor his mother's memory. He talks about filth, about women and their bodies. But then again, he's married to you. So, go figure. Maybe being married to you is what triggers his obvious disgust with women. Pegs with an ice cream cone. I think she gets pegged by an ice cream cone. Anybody that would sign up for an account called I'm Pegged would probably be a go ahead and no go on that one. That is a full no go. I'm pegged. Get the fuck out of here. Mentally impaired. Guys, thank you for joining us. I got to get to bed earlier. I wanted to go a little bit longer. I still got plenty of energy, but my dad's got a 9 a.m. appointment tomorrow. I got to take him to for wound care, and then I think Atsuko gets here at like 10 in the morning. So should be a full day tomorrow. I'll get some more content out for sure. It may just be slowing down because it's getting later too. I didn't think about it being, after midnight. Maybe it'll pick back up again in the morning. We'll see. But thank you guys for joining us. It's been great. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate you guys that donate and do the animations or whatever. Just a few of those donations, put the show in positive monetary gain compared to us. There's no denying donations have been up since we came up with the animations. I want to get some more out for you. I want to build some more. I might work on another one I got tonight. But thank you very much for those people who donate. Thank you for the people who subscribe. That helps. Patreon helps. If you want to see all the Atsuko content tomorrow, I'm going to put a lot out for free. Some of it will be Patreon, especially like if it includes stuff that I don't want to put out to the general public. There'll be some extra on Patreon. But thank you all for joining us. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Everybody have a good night. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Sound good? Thank you, guys. Have a good one. Let me make sure that the damn ads don't come on again. I'd hate the ads to come on right at the end. Here we go. Have a good one. Thank you guys. There's some more people watching on Rumble too. Thank you all for watching. Go tell Phil I covered him again. By the way, I know. I talked to his law office. He tried to act like he was billing them to investigate me because I was going to be sued. They had to watch my video to get a transcript of it. Get the fuck out of here, that shit, Phil. How's the sea hag doing? Anybody been checking on her? I'm blocked everywhere, so. They think that, by the way, Phil's followers think that White House Grandpa on Telegram, who's called Phil out a bunch of times and even directly called him a pedo, is Quincy Jones. The record producer, songwriter, a television film producer, Quincy Jones. They said they've been comparing his handwriting samples to Quincy Jones, and that's who he is. We need some more Sea Hag voice recordings. Have a good night, everybody. See you in the next one.